Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special Sunday afternoon session where I'm coming on to finish up my donations from earlier and then also the free readings. I didn't get to any free readings in this morning's session, so we're jumping back on to finish those or to complete those. But I do have a handful of donations I didn't get to either. So feel so blessed. Thank you guys so much for your patience me getting to these. You'll see there's no chat in this because I'm not taking any new questions. This is strictly to complete everything I didn't get done this morning. I will be back Friday for free readings again. I'm on twice on Friday, twice on Saturday, once on Sunday morning, and then yeah, and that's when I'm back. But if you are wanting a personal reading, I do offer those. Wow, it got really bright. Phew. The in the description box of the video, it talks about all that. Plus, I have a ton of free content on my main page. So if you're wanting answers, and I've got like we have what is it, solstice readings that just came out, which are all about relationships. We've got monthlies for June and July for each individual zodiac sign. I've got a bunch of different pick a cards too. So follow your heart, and there'll be messages there for you if you're not able to purchase a reading. There's still answers for you awaiting. All right. After I'm done, I will list the order in which all the readings were completed so that you can find your reading more quickly as well. So we will do that. For the donation readings, I'm still going to use the Wandering Star Tarot to complete those. So we will do those. And then I'll talk about the free readings once we get to those here. So I think that's everything I wanted to say. So Brenda, we had left off with you. So thank you for your donation and your patience in getting to that. I did remember, I did pull cards on your, whether you have a little baby in your belly. I'll put it down in the description box of this video. So I'm going to list donations first, and then right next to your name, I have plus baby question mark. You can check out the video. I have the timestamp of where it would be, and then the link to that video. So we did, they did pull many cards and an oracle for you. So you can check that out. All right. So I remembered. Yay. All right. But for your other question, you wanted a general for the week. So let's jump in here. See what Spirit wants you to know for the week coming in. So what does Spirit want you to know? And thank you again so much for your multiple donations. I appreciate those. All right. So I like this. It's like next week is a week of kind of endings and beginnings and a different way of looking at things. Because the bottom of the deck, you have the full card. You also have the 10 of Wands, which is really kind of looking at where you're investing your energy and where are things, like everything kind of these days feels like it's urgent and important, but it's about really going, what is urgent and important truly, what's important but not urgent, and then what's urgent but not important. Look at three buckets like that and truly look at, okay, what do I need to invest my energy in? Absolutely, that's the urgent important stuff, right? Important things that are not urgent, you can still put them on your calendar and kind of split them out so you don't have to do them all at once, and it allows you to have the energy to do it. And then the urgent things that are not important, if you have energy to get to them eventually, you can. Otherwise, they're not important. So they'll just fizzle out, solve themselves, or whatever, right? So I like that with this 10 of Wands, and the full card is like a journey of trying to do things in a different way without so much restriction and supposed to and need to and have to and must, because you also, those were on the bottom of the deck. This was on the top of not the top of the cards that came out for your reading itself. The 10 of Swords is about letting go of trying to please others, all these supposed tos and shoulds and all these rules around lovability and acceptability. And there's a freedom that comes. That full card and those work very well together too, in that they are, I'm tired of trying to please everyone. and I'm letting that go, and I'm looking and I'm choosing, I'm allowing, um, myself to be the decider of things instead of, being connected to all those old thoughts and beliefs that you've grown up with. It does bring you peace of mind when you do that, resting, relaxation with this Four of Swords. Peace of mind brings peace of body and emotions. It's not triggering all these fears of I've got to do all this stuff, and I like all this balancing type of energy, these endings and evaluations of what I'm investing all my energy in, and let a lot of these supposed tos go with all of that. I do like the Knight of Wands too, not the Knight, the King of Wands, like the bird on his shoulder, "Quack, quack." But there's this, you know, it's like emperor energy, right? I stand up, I decide, I put action into what I want, not what everyone else is wanting, what I think this one wants, because if I don't give them that, then they're going to do this, blah, 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 blah. We're like, no, I decide what I want. And if it is that someone is like, well, if you don't do what I want you to do, I don't want to be around you or with you or whatever, you're like, bye. you know, I'm not going to live a life of a slave in a cage. I'm going to be a pretty bird sitting on the shoulder, not a bird in a cage. I have freedom, you know, and that's what I like about this King of Wands. It's very much standing up. You have the Knight of Pentacles too, which is the slowest moving knight. That's why I feel like there's a restful time for you next week. It's like allow things to go at the pace and allow slowness. Excuse me, allow resting, allow reflection, when all the kids are asleep, have your alone time and just kind of reflect on what is it that you want. And I just feel like there's this, you know, decision making that you're making, and you're just, allowing yourself to decide. You're the decision maker, no one else, for your life. And I like that for you. So hopefully that helps. That's what's coming in there for you, Brenda. So many blessings. Thank you again for your donation. I really appreciate that. All right. And then Jeep, you are up next. So thank you so much for your donation. And you wanted to know a general for the next 2 weeks. All right. Let's shuffle these up. All right. So what does Spirit want you to know for the next 2 weeks? All right. All of that. All right. Wow. Okay. You must be having a busy 2 weeks. Let's take a look here and see what we got. Because you have one and then two and then, okay, there's not as many as I thought. 1, 2, 4. It like leaps ahead here. Well, the bottom of the deck, you do have the Five of Cups, which is all about the changing of, let's see if I can find it where it's not so bright there. That's not too bad. Movement of emotion and energy, from feeling lost, feeling empty, feeling, those lower vibrational kind of emotions. And there's this transformation. Five is a number of change. And I like this. It's like you're stepping into your power of emotional choice over these next 2 weeks. And I like it because you're experiencing what it feels like when you choose a lower vibrational emotion. And you're like, I'm really tired of feeling these things. I'm ready to be happy. And I just feel like that's this kind of energy that comes in. I'm just ready for something, to feel something different, to experience something different. And I'm just doing what I've always done and feeling what I've always felt. I'm done. I'm ready for this newness. Let's see what else comes in here. Yeah. The power of choice coming in. So these next 2 weeks is so much about determining what you want. Every moment is a choice between that lower vibration, unconditional love. The lower vibrational is that of fear and conditional love and rules and supposed to be's and should be's and sadness and depression and betrayal and all that stuff. And that's the stuff that you're like, I've had enough of that. I've had a lifetime of that. I think I've had more than my share. I'm ready, for this change. That's what the Chariot card is it's a mental choice every moment. What story am I putting to what's happening? the emotional choice. What emotion am I choosing to feel? What energy am I putting forward and drawing to me, like attracts like, right? And this physical action. I choose what physical actions I take. Everyone else is choosing for them. I have no control over that. I get to choose. And I feel like this is the big piece. This is what that 5 of Cups. Emotionally, mainly, but energetically, too, you have the Ace of Wands on the bottom, too. So your energy, where you're focusing your energy and your emotions, is prime with these cards coming in over these next 2 weeks. They're very highlighted. Let's see what the 2 cards are after that. So you do have the King of Cups, which is balancing of the head and the heart. And you have the 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords is becoming aware of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have deceived you in the past. These long held beliefs that, well, people, you know, certain people treat these people this way. This person, when they do this, this is what it means about me. When I do this, this is what it means about me. When I achieve this, this is what it means about me and about others. When, it's like all of this programming that we've had all our lives, this conditioning, excuse me, is what comes in here. And it's this balancing out. It's like we're getting out of our head. We're realizing these thoughts and beliefs are, I don't have to believe that anymore. I get to change my story, because when I believe that when that person does that, that means about me, then I'm going to have it come true. I'm going to believe that, and my world's going to attract that and also fulfill that, because that's how powerful we are, that power of choice, right? Um, if you have a chance, I'm so sorry. If you have a chance, if you haven't checked out Byron Katie, thework.com, TheWork.com. In fact, I'll put it next to your name here too. Just going to use the got a little dark in here. There we go. In the description box of the video where I list people's names in the order, I'm just going to put a note there. So that's the website I'm talking about. I'm so sorry. Let me take a drink real quick here. It's like speaking your truth, right? It's like throat chakra. It's just like really got congested suddenly. But it's doing the work.com. It's a great worksheet because it allows us to, the feelings and things we feel about the outside world, we realize why we wanted to see those things for ourselves so we can transform things. So that's what's coming in here with that. And then these other 4 cards here, let's see what we got here. All right. Yeah, there is this transformation that's happening here. You got the Death and Rebirth card. So endings and beginnings that come in here. You have this emotional stability that comes in with all this. So I feel like, you're really grasping, you're really getting that I get to choose. And no matter what these changes that are coming, I can choose to be fearful of it and experience all that. Or I can, when I'm feeling it, going, I don't want to feel this anymore, I can feel gratitude for things and change that energy. We talk about the Ace of Wands that you got about whatever you focus on grows and expands. And when you focus on fears and wanting and missing, then where you track that. But when we're ready, you're like, I don't want to do that anymore. I focus on gratitude for what I do have, what has been in my life. I look for all the things that I want to duplicate. I focus my gratitude on those things instead of focusing on the fear and the anger and resentment and lower vibration of things that have happened in the past that I don't want to happen again. But when I focus on them, I'm asking them to happen again, right? And then you have the Page of Pentacles. Whoops, look at, can you see it up here? You have the Page of Pentacles. I have a light over there that's not on. I don't know why I thought that was the camera. Woo! But you got the Page of Pentacles, which is new opportunities that are opening up. That's that death and that rebirth. So I just feel like you're really starting to see the world differently with all that. And you have the Creator card that's coming in here. This is a special card, one of the two uh, that are special to this deck, and I do want to read that to you here. So it says the Creator card signifies that there is a powerful energy brewing in the atmosphere around you. It may feel overwhelming and tinged with undertones of darkness. Indeed, you may feel the urge to run and find shelter from this storm, but trust that you are ready to transmute this force into something that will propel you forward on your path. This card is here to remind you of the power of the word no. No to things that overwhelm or undermine. No to people who drain your life force. No to thoughts that drag you into despair. You are mightier than you think, and a glimmer of faith paired with solid intention can give you the power to harness lightning. All right, Hercules. Each day you have the choice to be the victim of fear and circumstance or the creator of new consciousness. Choose wisely. And Bethany Webster, there's a quote from her. It says, your no is a sword that cuts away the non essential so that you can live the fullest life. Wow. So, definitely some transformation that comes through all this in here. And like I said, I just feel like it's such an important thing of you realizing the power of your thoughts, the power of your emotional choice, the power of your energetic choices, and the power of your actions in the physical world. And when you take responsibility for all the choices that I have made that have drawn everything into my life, realizing that I wanted these things to happen for me so I could learn something about myself and about my journey and be freed from stuff. That's what why you've chosen it and done that. So I like it for you. It feels very growth oriented. It's not like, oh God, it sounds like it's going to be super challenging. Oh no, it feels like more like it's sinking from up here. Cause I know you know this up here, but I feel like it's just dropping into your heart where you're like, oh, I see it now. I feel it now. I see it with my heart. It's just funny, but I see it with my heart that's coming in. So I like it for you. Right, and that's what they have for you, Jeep Jeep, so thank you again for your donation, I greatly appreciate that. All right, and then Maria P, you are up, and let me just type the names here for these because I'm erasing these. All right, so thank you for your donation. We'll do your checkup on David, and then I'm also going to add your free question here, so you don't have to like find it in the long list of other names. So I'm just going to bunch them together. Do your donation reading and then the free one. All right. So all these extras today. I know. All right. So, Maria, let's do your daily checkup, and thank you so much. Really appreciate it. So let's take a look here. So, hello, the daily checkup, the days of our lives, starring David and Maria. You're so funny. Okay, so did he think of you? His thoughts and feelings towards you today. All right. And then this week coming, will you talk? Okay. And then what makes you different from all the other ladies? Hearing a Tom Jones song. She's a lady. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So let's take a look here. Of course, to him, because ooh, it got really dark. We must have some. Oh, it doesn't look like there's clouds all over the place. Must have just moved over top the sun for a moment. It'll get brighter here in a sec. So at the bottom of the deck, we've got the full card, which is about new journey, new adventure, and it says, it's all about purity, potential, risk, innocence, desire. And the full card is about the journey that comes in with all of that. You've got the mother star coming in here, which is a card. There's two cards specific to this deck. We just read the no a moment ago, and you got the yes card coming in here. I love the little tiger with their third eye in there. Meow. All right. So let's take a look. I do want to read that because it's a special message. And then we'll get into the cards. This is the bottom of the deck. And then we'll pull and look at these other cards that came out. So the path that has led you to where you are today has been full of twists and turns. There may have been times when you doubted yourself and lost faith in your guides. The Mother Star's appearance means you're coming to a place now where you can look back and see that every setback served a purpose and every failure taught you a much needed lesson. The strength, courage, and character you've gained along the way have made you into a unique and resilient person. So, this is like kind of your answering the last question first. It's time to step up and embody your full potential, baby. The Mother Star holds a cup and a sword, which is emotions and the mind. She wears a pentacle around her neck and is flanked by wands. So it's all of the major arcana. I mean the minor arcana. Her journey and soul exploration connect her in a balanced way to each of the minor arcana. And if she appears in a reading where you have a specific yes or no question, she represents a resounding yes. Her guide, the gentle three eyed winged tiger, is also here to offer you assistance, vision, and strength as you embark on this new chapter of transformation. So I feel like there's going to be a transformation of your guys' relationship, of the storyline of what was the days of our lives, right? There is a a quote from Ernest Hemingway. It says, "Live the full life of the mind, exhilarated by new ideas, intoxicated by the romance of the unusual." So that's what sets you apart, really, I feel too, is that you are unusual. You are different. You just don't act like the other ladies, as you put. So let's take a look here. The first question, did he think of you today? Yeah, got the magician. So here's that fire energy that comes in here. So there is this, and it's funny, the magician, they usually will have a table with all four all four minor arcana on there too. The Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups. They're all on there, just like you have them all here on the mother. And they do, before we find out what the thoughts when we ask what his thoughts and feelings of you, that's what I feel like draws you guys together. You have a lot of similarities of things. And I feel like the more you guys get to know one another, you're gonna realize you had a similar, I wouldn't say parallel lives, but you had a lot of the same experiences that have brought you to be who you guys are today and have the desires and drives that you have, about honorable and, realness and, all that honesty. So I like that. Here comes the light. Whoosh. So let's see what their thoughts were. All right. Yeah. So they do have the Three of Swords, which is fears, which makes sense. They have this um that's the mind. That's when their heart goes, oh wow, and their passions and the attraction and everything starts up. And I feel like, again, I feel like it's the songs. I feel like they're playing a lot of music lately when they're outside of work, even sometimes in work when they need to focus, they'll put in earbuds. Um, but when they hear the songs that you talked about or gave them or sent them, it's like they think of you, but then this fear of, oh, don't get in trouble, The roles, the roles, the roles, right? I know, I know. But they got this equal giving and receiving too with the 6 of Pentacles. And the 6 of Swords is this trying to leave behind those fears, those old ways of thinking, to trying to move into something more, it's from choppy waters to calmer waters, something with more clarity. But they do feel like this is that matching coming in again, that I saw with the Mother Star and the Magician. Sixes are three on each side. It's mutual. It's, having those same types of things that come in there. And so I see that here and I just feel like there's this energy there that they feel that and they see it, but that fear is what just kind of keeps them um in that it's like what are they, I forget what movie it is, but they're trying to move forward and all of a sudden shing, they have these, statues that have swords and they'll suddenly the swords go and it keeps them back like, whoa, don't go in there, you cannot go in there, and I feel like that's why they deny those. But I like that they have that energy there, I mean, they see it, they feel it, they understand the just the compatibility that's here, and if even on a subconscious level they just kind of feel this draw, but that's what's keeping them back, you know Right. What? Let's take a look here. Are you gonna talk this coming week? Whoops. Let me cover up some little parts here. You got the world card. So you had didn't you have the full card? Yeah, you had the full card. Here's the last card in the major arcana, which is a victory. It's a victory card. You know, it's an ending of an old cycle, the beginning of a new one coming in here too. And, yeah, it feels very good. You got the 4 of Pentacles, solid foundation in the outside world, Page of Cups, which is about, a higher emotion that comes in here. So I do feel like you guys do talk this week and you just feel this, um, it just feels like a solid foundation. It just feels like it's heightened. You feel the heightened emotion that's there. I like this feeling of home with the 4 of Pentacles. Don't stalk him at his home. Just kidding. But a bunch. But it's the feeling of home. It's a feeling of safety. It's a feeling of this. And I feel like this is the emotion. You just feel very comfortable with each other. And I feel like you guys have a good conversation. Um, so I don't know if you like if he eats. I feel like he most of the time he eats in his office while he's triple tasking. Um, but I feel like if you see him out in the lunch, if you have a guys have a lunch area, or if you but you see him at a restaurant, or you see him somewhere that you're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Blah blah blah, and you guys, hit up a conversation. It just feels very casual, very comfortable is the word I was looking for, not casual. Feels very comfortable. And then what makes the difference between you and all the ladies? All right, let's take a look here. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love it. So the death and the rebirth, it's like you're a butterfly instead of a caterpillar. You've gone through a lot in your life early on, and you've overcome so many things like that yes card. You've had a lot of challenges. It's made you who you are today. And that caterpillar going through the chrysalis and the becoming caterpillar soup and losing its outer shell and transforming into a butterfly. You've gone through it. And because of these situations and things that you faced, you are, and you made it through without being bitter and without, eventually, right? I mean, you flowed through your emotions and you allowed yourself to experience things, but you decide you like, it's like, I feel like you made a decision. If I choose to go on that downward spiral, I will die, like, but I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna let this get me down, and I feel like there's this inner strength, like it talked about in there too, but this transformation that you've gone through, and you're this butterfly, and so it's caterpillars versus butterflies, and I feel like they have gone through a lot of stuff, and they do feel like they are in the spot where they're like everyone that wants all the stuff that they want, like they're just they're like, they don't sweat the small stuff. You don't sweat the small stuff. And you're like, also all the stuff that everyone's wanting almost seems materialistic in a way when you don't want shallow, you want deep, but a lot of people want shallow, and that's what separates you and makes a difference for you here. You got the sun card coming in, so that's that brightness, this spark that comes in. I don't know, are you a fire sign? But there's this energy that you have that is this brightness, right? And you just have this natural glow about you that just makes them smile. And that King of Cups, that's the balance between head and heart. And it all goes back to this compatibility because King of Cups and Queen of Swords, which you didn't have a Queen of Swords this one, but those two cards are my compatible partner cards, and so they see you as someone that's so much like them, even unconsciously, they just know that you guys have a lot of the same, desires and drives and experiences that have brought you and made you who you guys are today. So I like that for you. And that's what makes you stand apart. So boom, 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 boom. All right. All right. So that's what they have for you for that. So many blessings. Thank you again for the donation. And your free question is excuse me, is what are the thoughts that David replays again and again about you? Oh, what a great question. Let's take a look here. So what are the thoughts? That replay. All right. And okay. Well, okay. So, Two of Cups, which is important relationship. You can't make that up. The Tower card, which is about, this the fear of the lightning striking, that's what comes in. It's like they think about it, and then but then they have the Temperance, which is, well, let me see what unfolds, you know. So it's like this loop. They're like, wow, uh-oh, but well, we'll see. Uh-oh, we'll see, So it's the repeating ones that they're like, they see that it's an important that it could be they see the potential of such a important relationship between the two of you, but then that Tower card is that, well, what if something strikes and then I get removed out of my job or, um, you know, uh, I'm turned in to upper management, through, sorry, suddenly glowing, what? The, you know, for flirtation and sexual harassment and and this is the whole thing that comes in, that scary thing, but then they think, well, let me see what unfolds, let's just see what grows, between it all. So I like that. Right, so that's what they have for you, Maria. Thank you again for your donation and your questions. Many blessings to you. All right, and then Supernova, you are up next. Let me just type your name in here. I'm doing these as I'm going along for the donations. And you had 2 readings left. But I only saw 1 question, but Spirit is going to jump in and hijack one of your questions, even though you didn't put a question out there that I saw, and I apologize if I missed it. But there's always a reason for everything, and so you'll have 2 readings in a row here. And your first one, number 6, was how have you been maturing lately? Because you totally feel a difference in yourself. All right. So let's take a look here. The cement is drying, right? You've been growing and growing, and I feel like there's a solidity that's coming in that I just feel is there. Let's see what we have here. Yeah. Let's move these cards over here. All right. So you do have the bottom of the deck, you have the King of Wands, which is this connection to your higher self, has helped with maturity because you're seeing things differently. You're seeing yourself more powerfully, but you're also making decisions for yourself and your I just feel like the big maturity is that you're not waiting for other people to make decisions for you like we're taught growing up and that you just do as you're told, don't do as you want. And so I like this, empowerment that's coming in with this King of Wands. And then you have two cards, and then two cards and two cards. Let's look at the middle two cards here first. Yeah. So, yeah, the Two of Wands. The King of Wands, of course, learns about their power. They hold the Ace of Wands normally. The Two of Wands is you're learning your power of energy. And a part of all this with the Knight of Swords in the pursuit of seeing things differently, seeing things from different perspectives, you're taking responsibility for your life, past, present, and future, rather than blaming the past on other people. I feel like you've been transforming in that and seeing things differently from a different perspective, a higher perspective. And and that's a big change of energy because when you feel like life is happening to you, we go into victim mode. When we realize life is happening for me, and I ask, why did I want all this to happen for me? I'm taking responsibility for what happened in my life. And like the if you ever see the old, drama where they have the maiden tied to the railroad tracks and the villain with the big black hat and the mustache that says "nya nya nya," and the hero that comes in dressed in white with the white hat and on a white horse and comes to rescue the maiden. Well, the maiden in distress, the victim, she's laying there and the she doesn't see the villain anywhere, but it's like I ended up on these tracks somehow, and then I don't see the hero coming either, but I hear the train a coming, and it's getting closer and closer, and finally, you grow tired of that hero to, show up, and you rip off the ropes and jump out and save yourself, and you're like, "What the heck?" And then you realize, "I am the villain and the hero all in one. I'm the one that tied myself to the tracks, and I'm the one that freed myself too." There's empowerment in that. And so I like that. This is the maturity where you're realizing, "I'm all of it." That's what's been here before. Yeah, and here we go. So here's that power of choice coming in with the Chariot card and the Two of Swords with the Two of Wands that you got here. So you are realizing choice, choice, choice. I choose, I choose, I choose, I choose the stories. The wands is I choose my energy. Let's see what these other two are. I figured you were going to get another two. And here's your choice in the outside world with the Two of Pentacles. And the Tower card, which tells you too, you're realizing that if something happens, it's always for me. That's the Tower. When someone or something is removed out of my life, it happens on purpose to make the space for something that's more in alignment with my higher self and my heart's desire for my life. And it clears the pathway to allow me to move forward and go in the direction so that these blocks get removed out of my life, with all that. So that's what I feel is coming in for that one. That's what's really helped you mature is that it's taking the responsibility for your own actions and the events that happened in your life, regardless if it was your perception of what someone did or didn't do or said or didn't say. That's coming in there for you. So I like it. All right. So that's that one. Now, the last one, like I said, I didn't see a seventh question, but what stood out to me is your performance coming up in 2 days. And Spirit wanted me to go grab an oracle, and I pulled up one of my many little bins of oracle. I'm like, okay, it's in here. And I got the Secret Languages of Light is the oracle that they want me to pull from. And this is about your performance here in 2 days. It's the language of light, right? So let's take a look here and we'll see. All right, here we go. So, what does Spirit want you to know about your performance here in 2 days? All right, here it is. Let your light shine, baby. What a beautiful card. I just want to kind of sit there, let you see that here for a moment. Card number 45. And let's see what we have here. All right. It is the last card in the deck. Interesting, right? And the name of the card is Be Authentic. Today, embrace your uniqueness. Say to yourself, I am so pleased and honored to be me. Embrace the parts of you that may feel a little strange. They feel this way because you resist experiencing the fullness of you. We can all feel a little odd or peculiar at times, longing to be like everyone else and just fit in. But compromise breeds resentment. Locking yourself into the presence of what others want will strangle your soul and split you in two. Accept yourself, set yourself free from judgment and what you perceive others think about you. Let your soul shine outward and inspire others to connect, embrace, and shine their truth. When we are aligned with our soul, we feel loved and satisfied. We no longer need others to lean on to fill our perceived voids or to be different to who they are. Instead, we want to be with others for the pure joy of it. Create new ways toward anything that is of interest to you. Can you feel relief wash over you? You are beautiful. There's a meditation that you can do here. It's shine from the inside out. And so the meditation says, lie down, make yourself comfortable, and picture this card in your heart chakra in the middle of your chest. Here, I'll go to you again. So just imagine this card sitting on your chest. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Feel rays of beautiful soul light pouring down on you. Feel calm, peaceful, relaxed, and at ease. Practice this feeling daily until it becomes your way of being. Don't let the outside world intrude, influence, or water down your passions. After a while, you won't feel overwhelmed or bullied by conditions because you have chosen to live unconditionally. Imagine you're floating on a river of starlight. Rotating above you are the moon and the sun. Draw down the illuminating golden energy of the sun and the creative silver energy of the moon and feel them merge within your heart. This sacred union reveals the qualities of your soul. Bliss, love, and wisdom swirl from your heart and join with your dreams and desires. Float among the starlight in your desires for at least 1 minute. How wonderful it feels to be at one and at peace with yourself and all, where nobody or nothing needs to be any different for you to feel your love, empowerment, and wisdom. Excuse me. The changes you've been seeking are an inside job. And from this place, beam love and light to a person, a place, or a situation, or to the stage upon which you will play. You are the pathway for your desires, and every moment is a fresh opportunity to rebirth any dream. When you feel ready, breathe into your body. Come back to now and open your magical eyes. Wow. There's three little inspired reflections and actions. Says take the time to know yourself through daily self-reflection. Select a great moment from your day to embrace, then name a difficult moment and aim to heal it. The second is take credit for all the things you love about your life. Yes. And then three, describe the card image, this card image, describe that in your own words. Explore the feelings that move within your thoughts when you softly gaze at the image. Whatever you see will be right for you today. And each time you gaze at an image, it will reflect where you are now. And then there's finally journal work, which I know you love to journal. So, so sorry, it says draw or write about all the things you like about yourself and all the things you do well. During your daily meditation, repeat them to yourself. This builds a foundation from love and will bring more manifestations and opportunities that vibrate with the same and higher energy. This will also make it easier for you to align with your soul. All right. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. So that's what they have for you, my dear. And thank you again. And if you're like, ah, that's not the question I wanted, just let me know and we'll pull cards for your question, but spirit hijacked it. Okay. All righty. And then, so thank you for your multiple donations, Nova. I really appreciate those. And let me just type the next person in here, which is Infinity. So, Infinity, thank you for your donation. And also, you had a free reading. So, I'm going to, like I did with others, I'm just going to put your free reading right after your donation. So, you don't have to try to find it among all the others. They're just right here. So, ease of use. That's what we're shooting for there. All right. I'm just going to take a sip here. All right. I think I get this frog. It's just hanging out in there. It went away and then I ate and then the phlegminess came back, That's what happens sometimes, You get older. All right. So cards are refreshed. So first, thank you for your donation. And you wanted to know, Will, are the Cancer and you be friends again someday? All right, let's take a look here. So, all right. That's what all right. All righty. What do we got here? All these cards coming out here. So the bottom of the deck, we do have the devil card here, which is the shaking and the rattling. It's part of the shadow and part of the purpose that you guys had with your, uh, interactions was to show you and be a mirror for you to show you some of the fears, some of these small T truths to help rattle your cage a little bit so you could look into yourself and go, what am I fearing? What's this cage around me? What happened here? So, because you also have the Nine of Swords, because the devil was on the bottom of the deck, but this Nine of Swords represents like nightmare and insomnia and facing all of our fears and our thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that come in here. I don't necessarily feel here that you are like destined to be, have those friendships there. And I mean, there's not a ton saying it here. It's just a lot of a feeling that I get because mainly you have the Queen of Pentacles, which is about Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, taking care of you in this development here. And that your relationship taught you to close your eyes and open your heart and, to see things from different perspectives. And I feel like you will, like the relationship is giving you what you need and you'll reflect on it, but I don't feel like you need additional interaction um, with them. I don't feel like you guys will come back around. You both served each other's purpose in each other's life to be the mirror that each other wanted to see, so you could have the aha around some things that are coming in here. And that's what's coming in with those cards. And we've got the Four of Pentacles and the King of Wands too. And I just feel like there's the Four of Pentacles. I keep getting home, home, home. And the King of Wands, which is about taking charge and deciding what you want, and you're making movement towards what you're wanting in life. And I just feel like, you know, you have you're developing this solid foundation. And I just feel like, not that they were jealous, but I feel like they kind of made it about them a lot. And I feel like that there's this realization that you're like, I want to make my life about me. And this King of Wands is about all this. I'm the emperor, I'm the king, I make the decisions for me. And I feel like they had a lot of pull. Not that they were manipulative, but they were manipulative in a way, where it's like they knew all they had to do was say something, and they could get you to do and believe what they wanted, because you cared about their friendship. But I feel like you're like, no, they've done their purpose, and you're becoming your best friend. And then there's someone else, other best friends down the road anyway. But I just feel like you've changed. And if you interacted with them, you'd be like, I don't really want this. You don't want to be friends with them after all, right? So I do see that here. Yeah. And this is what I was saying here. You got the Sun, and then you have the Queen of Pentacles again on the bottom, which is the Sun is about shining bright and not dimming your light for anyone. But I felt like you dimmed your light because what I mean by jealousy is like, let's say you're like, I got promoted, and they're like, I never get promoted, and da 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 da. You're like, celebrate with me. Don't make me feel bad that they can't make you feel bad. But why have this, making it about you and what you're not getting instead of celebrating what I got. I just feel like you had to dim your light and not share a lot of stuff, because I feel like they made it about them. And oh, I never get that, and you're like, oh, you know what, I'm okay with where I'm at now. Right, so hopefully that helps, Infinity. That's just what I feel is coming in there. All right. And then the free reading portion, you asked messages from Spirit regarding the week ahead. All right, let's take a look here. All right. Then I just have one more donation after this, and then all of you patiently waiting for your free readings, we'll be diving into those here. And so I got a little treat for you on how we're going to pull cards. So it's going to be fun. All right. So Infinity, week ahead, messages from Spirit. One, and they do want that one. They want those two. And that one. All right. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So feel like this is like Monday. This is like tomorrow. You got the Queen of Wands coming in here. So tomorrow is a place where you feel kind of, I don't know, you just got this energy. You're just like, I really want to get things done, and I feel like I can really focus on my energy, and I feel like you feel like it's a productive day. And whatever you focus your energy on, you can do. Also be aware it's a day of, it feels like the veil is kind of thin for you, where ask Spirit if you're wondering something, ask him, and you're going to get a lot of clarity really fast. I feel like it's a big manifestation day. You're like, I wonder, da, 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 and here comes an answer. You're like, whoa. And then you're like, I wonder, blah, blah. Another answer, and I feel like Monday is a day like that. because it's a strong connection with spirit as well. Very productive, very connected to spirit on Monday. Tuesday, you've got the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands is about standing on the hill, shining bright, being true to your authentic self. So here's this fiery energy you have for a couple of days, right? But Tuesday is more of a day where you don't be afraid to shine, don't be afraid to stand out, don't be afraid to shine bright and not dim your light. Because I feel like it's important for you just to be true to you and allow yourself, not feeling like you have to defend yourself, you're just going to be yourself, right? So that's Monday, Tuesday. I feel like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are these two together. They kind of all interact together. Yeah, you got the King of Swords and the Mother Star Yes card. So the King of Swords, they're the master of thinking and ways of seeing things from a different perspective, but also very much you know, intelligence, communication, master of communication. And I like all this. And the Yes card here, I'll read. It's a special card, and I read it actually earlier, and we'll read it again for you here. Which I love this for you because it says the path that has led you to where you are today has been full of twists and turns. There may have been times when you doubted yourself and lost faith in your guides. The Mother Star's appearance means you're coming to a place now where you can look back and see that every setback served a purpose and every failure taught you as much a much needed lesson. The strength, courage, and character you've gained along the way have made you into a unique and resilient person. It's time to step up and embody your full potential. Yeah, again, this Queen of Wands and Seven of Wands, those 2 days, is so much that energy. But the Mother Star holds a cup and a sword. She wears a pentacle around her neck and is flanked by wands. Her journey and soul exploration connect her in a balanced way to each suit of the minor arcana. Exactly. And if she appears in a reading, which she is, you have a specific yes or no question, she represents a resounding yes. So it's a very positive yes, yes, yes for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And her guide, which is the gentle three-eyed winged tiger, is also here to offer you assistance, vision, and strength as you embark on this new chapter of transformation. So I feel like there's some good things to say yes to on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And Ernest Hemingway has a quote that says, "Live the full life of the mind, exhilarated by new ideas, intoxicated by the romance of the unusual." Right. So I love that for you. And then this card is the weekend. This is Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles. I feel like this is a time to get outdoors and just to have this rest and relaxation. It's the slowest, one of the slower cards. It means like patience. Last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. So allow the growth, allow the progression over the weekend. But it feels very restful. It feels very, um, you know, I don't know, just feels very homey feeling. The bottom of the deck, you had the Three of Swords, which this is about be aware of fears, be aware of expectations, that expectations equal disappointment. And I feel like the theme of the week is let's let all the expectations go and try to live in each moment as much as we can. And the supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be and must be, save those for next week after that. All right. So that's what they have for you, Infinity. Excuse me. So many blessings to you. And thank you again for your donation. All right. And then the last of our donations is HTTPS. So thank you so much for your donations, your multiple donations. I really appreciate it. Little brother. And you wanted to know, is there something coming your way in the next week? All right. take a look here. Is there something coming here in the next week? All right. All right. Yeah, I do feel like there is for sure here because the bottom of the deck, you have the Three of Pentacles, and this is all about being true to the authentic you. And you have the Knight of Swords too, which is movement of communication, movement of how you're looking at things and seeing things from a different perspective that comes in here. Um, so I like this because that was on the bottom of the deck. On the the cards that came out, you have the Nine of Pentacles, which is about it's like a physical dream come true in the outside world. And a little bit of hermithood to being with yourself with spirit next week too. But I feel like it's really focused in on this dream of something ideally unfolds in the outside world for you. And we've got the world card, which is all about the ending of old cycles, beginning of new adventures, and being the last card in the major arcana. It's this new journey, this new adventure opens up here for you. That's why I feel like something does come for you out in the world as there's this adjustment that's happening for you here. In addition to that, you also have these three cards. You have the Seven of Pentacles, which the Seven of Pentacles is usually patience, and the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. But when it's combined with two other cards that come out together, or even if it was just one, you look at what's in relation to it. And you got the King of Pentacles, which is abundance, extreme abundance in the outside world, and the Ace of Wands, a new beginning, a new spark, a new energy. So this is like this fruit that you've been waiting to come to fruition comes to you next week, whatever this is that you've been waiting to unfold here. So it definitely feels with all of this that they're, something that you've been waiting for, you get communication on, and movement starts to happen around it too. So I like that for you. I feel like I want to grab one other card here from this Prism Oracle as well. It felt not as giving me as much information. It just like it felt like a little bit like this meal could use a dessert. So here's your dessert. That's funny. just needed a little bit more. Just needed a little bit more something. And here it is. Let's see what this is. Yeah. So you have this pain card coming in here. You're like, I could have done without that. But it's everything for a reason. So of course there's going to be something good with this here. If I can find what color is that? That seems like a red burgundy, right? There it is. Pain can feel like it's bigger than us, and it can come to us in many forms. Could be a physical, emotional, or psychological manifestation. Remember that after pain comes healing. How can you find healing and be gentle with yourself at this moment? And so this is the healing that's coming here. The pain that you've endured and whatever this pain is, um, this is the healing piece of it, the transformation that comes with it here. And I feel like this is what is unfolding. So whatever's been paining you, if it's been a pain in your butt, there's resolution that comes next week. Yay! All right. So that's what they have for you, HTTPS. So many blessings to you. All right. So thank you guys so much for your patience in getting to your free readings. So let me just put another heading here. And maybe, just maybe, I will keep track of them as I'm going down them here. That way I can post it right after I'm done. So what I'm going to do for the free readings, like I said, a little special thing. I have 3 little decks. I've got the Sun and Moon Tarot. I also have this smaller version of this deck, which is the Universal Celtic Tarot. So you can see how it's like those little Russian dolls, And then I get a itty bitty 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 Sunset Magic Tarot. So you can see well, maybe you can't when I do that. Shock, shock, surprise, surprise. They the size difference. So you're going to have, this is going to be your main answer, and this is going to give us what's beneath the surface within those, the thing within the thing within the thing. So I like it. It was fun. I like it. They're going to do that. So let me get this out of the way and move. I'm going to have my other coffee here, but let's make space and we will do these. And we're going to shuffle the cards twice each and shuffle twice each. And these are setting the intention that they're going to be in the order for everyone's readings, because Spirit can do that. All right, so that's, put those over there. I'm less likely to knock those off the table. And then here's the little tiny one, and not the tiny ones, the middle ones. Okay, shuffle those up. And one more time. All right, those are done. And then the itty bitty bitty ones. I mean, I look like a giant. I am 6'4", and I'm a big person. So I'm like, here's your card. They're cute. They're like a little mini deck. Like you can throw them in your little cargo pants pocket, and you can do readings on a whim if you want. I like those. But there we go. All right, and then shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Whoa. This one. What was this card? Got the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, slow down. Knight of Pentacles. All right, don't rush. All right. And then one more. All right. So those are all set as well. So boom, boom, boom. All right. So let me bring the free readings over. Let me shrink this down a little bit. There we go. So morning, you will be up first. And I'm just moving these over. And we have quite a few readings, so I appreciate your guys' patience as we go through. So morning, you want to know, will your brother be able to move abroad this year? All right. I like it. All right. Yeah. So we got the 5 of Wands, which is movement of energy from something that feels conflicting to something that feels more loving and in place. We also have the 10 of Cups underneath that, which is about joy and celebration and happiness. So that would be a yes for me there. And the Page of Swords, which is a movement of thought and belief and mindset that comes in too. So with a combination of all these, it feels like they might have some change of what they're looking at, like where do they want to, move abroad to. I feel like with that Page of Swords, there's an altering with some new information. It kind of has them alter their ultimate location where they want to go. But I feel like they got to work out this, conflict that's going in the inside of them, between what they really want to do and what they feel like they're supposed to do. and that the clarity that comes in, and if they that 10 of cups is choose joy, choose what will make you happy, because if you choose what you like, well, this is the responsible thing to do, you're going to always wonder what if there's going to be some resentment, instead of, and you're going to end up, not enjoying where you're going, right? So when they look at that, that's what will encourage them to go in the direction that makes them happy from the get-go, not what makes their mind happy, what makes their heart feel full. And so I like that for them with that. All right. So that's what they have for you, morning. Oh, let me type your name down here. Morning. All right. And then MMC, you want general for tomorrow. All right. Let's get your 3 cards here. Well, you got the wow, 3 major arcana. Tomorrow's an important day for you. You got the Chariot card, which the main thing is that you have this power to choose. Regardless of what happens tomorrow, you get to choose the story that you put to it, the emotion you feel as you go through it, the energy you invest in it, drawing in like attracts like, and then also you get to choose your physical action. You get to choose it, right? You've got the um, Tower card coming in here, which the Tower card is, trusting that whatever unfolds in our life does unfold for us. And that when we can look at whatever situation happens in that way, we move from a victimhood to empowerment in our life instead. Life is happening to me. I'm at the whim of the outside world. I'm a puppet of the world. My stories are what they tell me it's supposed to be. My emotions, well, this is what they say I'm supposed to feel. I guess I'll feel that. Excuse me. All those energies of choice that come in. But the Tower says, when we can trust that if anything is moved out of our lives, it's moved out of our lives for us to make space for something that's more in alignment with our higher self, and also clears the pathway so we can move towards a direction that is in alignment with who we are. You also have the Hermit card. So you got 3 major arcana, so I feel like this is a significant decision or choice that you're making tomorrow. And the Hermit is going at it alone with spirit, and and kind of walking away from whatever this is that you're that's coming up tomorrow. I feel like there's something more for you down the road, and that if you let spirit and your higher self guide you, that they're going to take you to something that's going to be like so much more than whatever you thought you wanted before. I feel like changes tomorrow, if that makes sense, if that resonates. That's what's coming in right for you, MMC. So many blessings to you. And then we have Kritika Malhotra. You are up next. You need like a general for this week as well. Not for as well, but for this week. So let's see what we got going on here. All right. Yeah, you definitely have here. You got the Princess of Pentacles, which is all about new opportunities opening up in the outside world, right? So there is this I don't know, just upgrade, this newness, this that comes in, and with the clarifiers here, you got the Judgment card, which is your higher self calling you to this higher place. Again, this higher position, this higher opportunities, I feel are the focus of this week. And you have the Queen of Wands. Whoops, I keep my putting it over there in the shade. But you have the Queen of Wands, which is this, you know, tiny, tiny little card. I love these. She, on one hand, has the ability to really focus, put her energy, make things happen. She points her magic wand. She really is clear on what she wants and where she wants to go, and she puts her energy behind it. When she doesn't know what she wants, then she does ask of spirit. The Queen of Wands has a special connection in that she rolls over the energy of spirit with the wand suit, but they're also given cups, which allows them that emotional connection to spirit. So they're basically saying that if you're not sure of things this week, Don't forget you got this large host of beings of unconditional love and light behind you that are willing to give you clarity, make decisions, no brainers, but they won't meddle in your life unless you ask them of your own free will. They're like, well, you want to go at it on your own till you ask, but you might have a bunch of synchronicities and numbers repeating different things in the outside world because when they're behind us and we forget that they're there because we get so consumed and drawn into the drama of this life, they'll just, oh yeah, that's right, you guys are there. That's the repeating numbers. Just so you remember, we're here for you if you need us. All right. So that I feel is what they want you to know for this week. And I like that for you. All right. So many blessings to you, Kritika. All right. And then content, you are up next. You want to know, will C or D be the next engineering director at your company? Ooh, let's see what they have to say here. All right. I don't I don't know. It doesn't feel like it here. We've got the 8 of cups, which is walking away from emotions that no longer serve us and heading into something different. Um And so that is an energy of someone leaving to pursue their dreams. And we got the 4 of Pentacles, which is giving me home energy because 4 walls in the outside world. And we've got the Page of Wands, which is new passion, new spark that comes in here. So I feel like they're heading and doing different things. They have different desires, and I feel like someone new is who's coming in here. Because this other energy I have with C and D is that they've got other things that they're planning and that they've shared that they want to do. And so I don't feel like they're necessarily wanting to be this engineering director, or if it's not conscious, it's subconscious because there's other things afoot, if that makes sense. So that's what they have for you, content. So it's someone new. Whoa, ho, ho, uh-oh. Or is that a relief? You're like, oh, thank God. All right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings. And then soul purpose, you are up next. And you want to know, what do you need to know? All right. So one card each here. Let's see, what do we have? Yeah. So you've got the King of Swords. And even though it looks like the Knight of Swords on a horse, the King of Swords rules over the sword suit with the Queen, but the kings are also given a second portion of swords, which makes them the master of thought and belief and mindset. And what you need to know is that there's a different perspective that you can see, and if you'll connect and allow yourself to kind of step away from the old thoughts of supposed to, should, need to, and kind of step into your heart, because with the 2 of Swords, that is about closing your eyes and opening your heart and allowing that to come in. Sorry, maybe I will do them in the shade. It's really, really bright suddenly, isn't it? Um, but yeah, shining light on things. It'll give you an idea and clarity around what your next move is, what your next passion is with the Ace of Wands, too. So I just feel like there's other things to see, there's other options that you're not aware of. It's if you step back, take a big deep breath, and even get out into nature or get away from it, that answers will come and options will arise that you didn't see before that will help you with resolution with whatever is, I don't say troubling you, but what's causing conflict within you and maybe within your life too. But you have the power and the ability to do it. It's like close your eyes, open your heart. And I like that. Sometimes when we're having trouble making decisions, if we do just close our eyes, we get the answer because it's like we're getting too much information, too much coming in. But if we close our eyes, open our heart, then we get this answer. And I feel like that's what they're wanting you to know right now. Right. So hopefully that helps soul purpose. So many blessings to you. Oops. And then Happy Pill, I did it again. You are up next. I hit the wrong button. There we go. So you wanted to know what were your past life gifts and how to get them back. All right, let's take a look here. All right. All right. Well, that those make sense on how to get them back. The Ace of Pentacles is what is coming in as one of your gifts that you had in a past life, and it's like there's this. Um, it's very earthy. It's herbal. It just feels like there's this. I don't know if you wanted to get into herbal medicines or um, yeah, it has to do with growing things, coming in here with this. So I feel like one of your gifts from past life was, you were someone who did like Chinese medicine in one lifetime. Another one, you were the maiden that lived in the forest that knew the herbs, and people were like, "Oh, she's a witch," but you knew just from family remedies and passed down from, mother to daughter to mother to daughter to mother to daughter, the herbs and stuff that helped, and you would make medicinal teas, and you would bake things that had, the different herbs in it that helped people, and so people would come to you, you know, without telling the neighbors, "Go around back." They'd knock on your back door of your little cottage, and he would, they would give you chickens, and it was back in those types of days. So I just feel like there's a lot of that herbalness and knowing what to eat, nutritionist in a way, but more herbal and Chinese medicine being more the herbal side of the Chinese medicine. So I feel like that was in here, and you've got the King of Wands and the Fool card. The King of Wands is about choosing and making a choice, and the Fool card is not being afraid to step off on a new journey and to learn something new, start something new, transform your life and your direction. King of Wands is like the Emperor, where you choose going, all right, I'm going to get into Chinese medicine, and all right, so this is what I'm going to do. Here's the plan, bumper, 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 bump, and here's the energy I'm going to put behind it and how I'm going to get there. And you start doing it, you start taking action. And so I feel like you have this natural ability to know things. Things will make sense as you start studying or doing whatever this is that you feel led to do here. And it's like, wow, okay. You might even have, you know, like the teachers there, and they'll be like, all right, so what kind of herb would you use, blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, well, I feel like it would be blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, that's not what we teach you, but that actually is very good for that. Wow, and they just notice you have this instinct that comes up. So I like that. But I feel like that's what they want you to know right now, Happy Pill, for that. You have many more gifts, but I feel like that's the one they want you to know about right now. All right. So many blessings. Acupuncture, maybe? I don't know. All right. So when I said Chinese medicine, I also saw acupuncture. So if that's something that's been on your mind, that is also there, but they're really focusing on herbs right now. All right. So many blessings. And then Minahil, you are up next. You want a general for the first week of July, which is what? Only 2 weeks away. Can you believe that? All right. So what do they want you to know about July? All right. All right. Well, so you got your main card is the 8 of Wands. There's this a lot of energy coming in your first week here. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit here. Let's get out of the shadow of the camera there. There we go. So I love that shooting of the energy from your hands. But there's this movement and this energy that comes in for you here. And, a source of it is the 8 of Swords, which is, becoming aware of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have been holding you back, been making you feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted and limited and powerless, all those old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets from the past. And you got the 9 of Pentacles coming in here too. The Nine of Pentacles is about a feeling of independence and of being with spirit alone and making sure you have this hermiting that comes in. And that makes sense. It's like between now and then, if you will take this time to spend some quality time with yourself, really questioning the fears that you have and these beliefs that you feel have held you back and kept you back, right? That this allows that first week of July for you to really have this all that energy that you've been keeping from yourself because of this restrictions suddenly comes flooding in, and you're just able to make a lot of movement and a lot of progress in your life because of it. So I feel like that this is an important time to write down what don't I feel I deserve? I know it's kind of a negative question to ask, but it's only temporary because you're going to write down why you think that, and then you're going to write down why that's a lie. That's how you transform this, and it allows the energy to come in. So I like that for you, Minnie Hill, and that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. Right. And then Starfall, you are up next, and you're very welcome for your last reading. And you want a general reading for the coming 2 weeks. All right. What do we have here? Ooh, okay. All right. Well, you got the Two of Cups coming in. So this is about, of course, important relationships coming in. And it can be, I feel like it's a variety of influence in a lot of things. It starts first with nurturing yourself and your self-love. So the Two of Cups is your relationship to yourself, because you have both. Okay, that makes sense. Um, the Empress and the Hierophant. So the Empress is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, looking at your after yourself, and the Hierophant, if I can get it to not be so bright, is about your higher self calling you to see things from a higher perspective. And so it starts with really looking inward and upward in this kind of joining hands, and why just imagine, even sometimes it's such a good feeling to, when you're holding hands with someone, but when you hold hands with yourself, you get the double, because you feel yourself holding the other hand, and the other, you get to feel both hands holding, and there's just something grounding and fulfilling. And if you imagine it's your higher self that you're just, holding their hand and just putting your head against it, it just feels fulfilling, right? And that's where it starts off. And then that fills you up and floods and allows you to look at your relationships differently, both with family, with best friends, with lovers or whoever. But it just spawns over these 2 weeks this flood of love, and relationships are definitely um, highlighted during these next 2 weeks for you. So I feel like it's, yeah, not new ones. It's existing relationships you have get expanded. And it's an important piece of, if you don't have a love in your life right now, this is an important foundation to have love come in for you later here. So it is about starting with the self-love, and then the nurturing of yourself, and then the nurturing of these other relationships, and understanding which relationships are, if you have a dead plant that you've watered it for a year and it hasn't grown and it's dead, it's time to dump it out. That's funny. Your spirit guides, not mine, but mine are as sassy. So, but it's time, some things, but focusing on what relationships are important and to nurture. This is like the most important relationship, but then that floods out to others there. So I feel like that's what's going on these next 2 weeks, is the nurturing of relationships, starting with the nurturing of your own relationship with yourself, is what is primary. All right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings. All right. Oops, I think I misspelled that. All right. There we go. So up next, we got Nelia Medeiros. So thank you for your multiple donations earlier today. And your free reading is a general reading for the summer. All right. I hear the song "The Summer of '69" by Bryan Adams coming in here. Wow. All right. So you have the summer starts off slow. Okay. You got the temperance card twice. You got the big temperance for your main card, and then you got the mini temperance coming in here. But then after that, so you've got the summer grows and it's progressing. It's not like it's stagnant, but it's slowly growing. You're like, wow, is this like the summer just going to drag and there's no activity and that's it? Then you have the 8 of Wands, bam, that comes in, which is fast, fast movement energy. So out of nowhere, your summer picks up and there's full of activity, full of um, passion and um, movement, and activity, activity, activity. And I like that. So I feel like it just kind of slowly rolls, right? Here we are, June 20th, summer has started, right? So July 20th, maybe like June, like now and till the end of July, kind of slower. But I feel like with that 8 of Wands, August and September are like, whoa, 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 boom, boom, boom. I feel like that's where a lot of the activity is. So just be patient with this last week of June and the 4 weeks of July. Just rest up and prepare. Because boom, 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 things are about to pick up. And that's when, like with temperance, it's going back and forth. And, um, it's this suddenly it turns to gold out of nowhere. It's like it feels like it takes forever, but then and you kind of see some little sparkles, but you're like, oh well. And then all of a sudden, oh, it's gold, and I feel like that's the kind of energy that comes in for your summer. I like it. Boom, boom, out of nowhere. All right. So and that's the main thing there. I just feel like it's like opportunities maybe to go travel, go to the lake or beach, it's just like there's these little, a lot of little things. I don't feel like it's like huge, big. I just feel like it's a lot of little activities and a lot of things that just make the summer fun and but not exhausting. So I like it. All right. So that's what they have for you, Nelia. So many blessings to you. All right. And then next up, we have Ateshi Singh. So Ateshi, let me just put your, I think I spelled it. Yeah. So what did your dream with him and it mean? Whoa, no, I know. Wasn't that kind of dream, I know. Let's take a look here. Well, there is movement of of emotion here. Whoa. All right. So your first card is the 3 of Wands. And the 3 of Wands here is about, you know, it's an energy of new information coming in, new awareness makes you choose to go a different direction than you had originally thought you were heading in. And you do have this is the night, like I said, the movement of emotion. You've got the Knight of Cups coming in here, and so there is this movement of emotion, this change of emotion, this quest for emotion. And the small card here is the Justice card, which is here's the new information, like the Ace of Swords is seeing things from a different perspective. She has the scales too. So it's the weighing out of things and is this what I want? And so the dream that you had, I feel like there's this um it's like your subconscious uh working itself out on that. I feel like your desires are changing, your wanting to go a different direction. It just feels like there's this knowingness that and as you're changing and as they're not, I kind of feel like that you're like I it just feels like the spark is leaving or has left the building that where you had it before, and it just feels like there's a change of the approach and that you are altering course with this. So I feel like it's just the dream was allowing you to start to kind of play it out in your head of what you want to do and to face the emotions you're really feeling about yourself and about the situation, if that makes sense, if that resonates. But that's what I kind of feels coming in there for you there. All right. So many blessings to you, Ateshi. And then we've got Shiv Shakti. You are up next. All right, there we go. And you like a general reading. So let's see what we got coming in here. All right. Wow, you got you definitely have this um birthing, this nurturing, first of all. You have the Empress card, right? Mother nature, mother nurture, and putting yourself first. What do I want? Getting in tune with you and your body and what you want to birth, what you want to bring forward, right? Because you have the 9 of Wands as one of the clarifiers here, which is this, there's this boundary, there's something that's been blocking you. And but what's been blocking you is that you've been wanting to go in a direction. You want to open a door that your higher self and your soul don't want to go down because they're like, no, you're doing that because this is what's up here. People telling you supposed to, shoulds, need tos, and you're trying to get in there, but there's this huge hungry lion on the other side of the door, and spirit's going, no, 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 no. Your higher self, spirit, your old spiritual posse, they're all keeping the door locked. They're like, no, you know, and I feel like you're spending some time with you, understanding your high heart and what you're really wanting to do. And this allows you to, instead of hitting yourself up against a wall over and over and over again, trying to get through it, you're like, you know what? In this case, because it's not every case, sometimes it's the card of perseverance. Keep knocking, keep trying, you're going to get through there. But this is like, no, I feel like this is you're being kept for it on purpose so that you can move in a different direction. Because you had the Empress, and then the little smallest card is also the Empress that's coming in. So you got both of that. It's about being true to your authentic self, nurturing yourself, choosing from your heart, not from what's supposed to, should, need to, have to. Feel it's so much just to get to ground zero. We have all these expectations that we have when we have expectations like this, and we all this work just to break even when we don't have any expectations. What we do from our heart is abundance instead. And there's a difference between existing and living. And it's the time where it's instead of trying to bust through to where you could exist and just, be there. This is like, no, no, there's something further down the corridor, a better door that's in alignment with making your heart sing and making your heart feel full. So I feel like that's what's coming through for you right now, Shiv. So many blessings to you. And then we have Anjou 777. You are up next. Anything you need to know about your life in July, and be sure to check out your July monthlies too. Those are out, so that will um, give you some additional information. We deep dive into different areas of your life there for sure. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so you definitely are having, I love using multiple little decks because it does, when you have, you know, two things come out from two different decks, it's very clear message about this is really amplified. But definitely check out July's monthlies too. But you got the 8 of Swords coming up for July, which is you're really discovering. I like this because you can see all these strings, and you feel like a puppet, right? And we can feel like a puppet to our fears, right? The thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that make us feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted and small, those come in here. The smallest card is also that. So we got the 8 of Swords coming in twice. So it very much is amplified that there are these, if we're not conscious of them, then we're like, okay, what is triggering? What's holding me back? Because in the middle card, you have the Ace of Swords, which is a great card to get. Let's see if I can get it to, there we go. Maybe you can do it this way. Maybe, or this way, or maybe this way. We'll do it a little bit in the shade. There we go. So you got the Ace of Swords, like the Excalibur and the stone, shing, and it allows you to connect to the higher realms and see things from a higher perspective and connect with that, and it allows you to cut away the small t truce, those Eight of Swords, and it frees you from those and transforms them into higher knowledge and higher wisdom. And so you're in this movement in July of moving past these thoughts and beliefs that have restricted you, which allow you forward movement, allow you to make decisions and head in directions that are more true to you than trying to please people and trying to live up to all those expectations, which are those Eight of Swords. So I like July for you. It feels very freeing, but definitely check out, I'll say it again, your July monthly for more details because they go into quite a bit of detail on that too. All right. So that's what they have for you, Anju. So many blessings to you. All right. And then up next, we got Sean G. Messages from your spirit guide. All right. Let's see what message they have here for you. All right. Very energetic so far. All right. So you got the Prince of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands, the fastest moving knight out of them all coming in. So you definitely have this energy of fast movement. They're also on a quest for their, like every knight is on a quest because it's the Knight of Wands, the Prince of Wands. They're in pursuit of the Ace of Wands, which is about standing in their power. What do I focus on that grows and expands? Where am I focusing my energy? You have the Five of Wands coming in too, which the Five of Wands is a transformation of energy. There you are with your Ace of Wands. And it's this, journey to be able to transform instead of focusing on lower vibrational energies and what I don't want in my life, because that's what we're taught, right? Most human children, unless you're, adopted by a Buddhist monastery when you're a young child, that you're taught to, focus on what you hate in your life, what you fear will leave your life or not leave your life, or what you are missing in life, or what you're wanting and don't have. And all that pushes stuff away from us or draws in the stuff we don't want. And when we realize that, we're like, oh, well, then let me focus on gratitude for what I do have in my life. Wow, I'm just really glowing like Casper. What? Um, but there's this, change of energy, this change of where you're putting your power. And you have the star card. So you're really starting to put the energy in here for the your dream. And what does that mean? What does a dream come true mean? And when we are focusing on, instead of like, well, I want my dream, then we don't, that gets pushed further away. Instead, we have gratitude for what I feel my dream come true is. One, I feel like you're getting clarity around what that really means for you. But when you start having gratitude for the steps that you've been able to take towards your dream, and then also giving it to the creator and saying, I know you're going to bring these things into me in the perfect timing and the perfect way. And then we change our energies, and that allows that to come in. There's also this additional message with the star card in, because they'll have 7 stars that are included in there that represent our chakras. And with all this energy, it's also being aware of where your chakras are at. I can't believe how bright. It's not that bright in here. Might have to turn on additional light. But that's it. Whoop, shine bright. Shine bright like a star, right? But it is balancing your chakras, balancing your energy, and just feeling, even if it's just listening to some YouTube, you can search, chakra balancing music, and they have all these that are out there that people offer, and you can just listen to some, and you're just like, It just feels like energy balances and allows things to come forward here for you. But I definitely feel like you're, realigning the focus of your energy, and it does make a difference for you. So I like that for you, Sean. That's what they have. Many blessings. Wow, I was really close to the microphone. All right. And then up next, we've got Soul Searching Vibe coming in next. And you want a higher self message. All right, let's see what your higher self has to say. Well, there they are talking to you here. Judgment card. Oh, okay. All right. So you've got here's the judgment card. Like I said, it's your higher self calling you to a different place, having you look at things from a different perspective. Right. And you have the lover's card that came in after that. And the lover's card is about important relationships. And, there's this energy that comes in here about this is the most important relationship with your higher self. And so it starts there, connecting inward and upward to find the perfect, you know, that's how you say, I found the love of my life and it's complicated. It's not, though. It's the less complicated relationship I've ever had in my life. It's just pure unconditional love for each other. And you can sit in that. And then you fill up and it flows out. And then this is where that love starts. And then I feel like next it's important, best friend. If you don't have a best friend or two, that's who comes in next, and then enhancing and rising those best friend relationships to a higher place of love, that comes in, which then leads to romance. So these are the stages. It's you're working on your higher self message, right? Raising my love vibration for my love, my self love between me and my higher self, and then the important relationship, these best friend or two, I feel like it's two best friends who are a core that will be with you, your best friends for your entire life. They are the checks and balances that are necessary, for this relationship that's coming forward that will last a long time as well. Um, but that happens first. So that, then this, and then this. I feel like someone on a plane. Your exits. And the reason I say all that too is because you got the King of Cups coming in here. King of Cups is one of my cards that represents like, um the ideal, um compatible partner. They balance the head and the heart, and they're able to really just, have that mesh and come together. So I feel like that's the kind of the way it's unfolding here, and that's what they want you to know, just to kind of give you a timeline. Focus on our love for each other, and then the two best friends, and then that's what happens and unfolds. So I like that. Right. So that's what they have for you right now. Soul searching vibe. So many blessings to you. Right. And then an whoops, a new three, or my little inventive way I was typing that. A new three, you are up. You want to know, how will your future spouse be? All right. Let's see what they're willing to share here with you here. All right. So we got the Six of Pentacles. So they're very successful. And with the Six of Pentacles, there's also this equal giving and receiving that comes in here. So very reciprocating, and it is this, balance of a wonderful adult to adult relationship. I feel like they understand what a codependent relationship was in the past, and they're like, nope, nope, don't want that anymore. Um, they want a relationship with an adult, not have someone to try to treat them like a child, or wants to be treated like a child and cared for with a child. They are wanting, their energy. They're wanting that, um, um, type of equal balanced relationship. They got the Seven of Swords too. And I feel like they were in relationships where there was deception, and that makes sense. If you're an enabler in a codependent relationship, you overgive and give and give and give until you're exhausted, and then you overgive until you're resentful. You don't let people give back to you. They end up going and having affairs, becoming workaholics, giving all that energy to someone else because we won't accept it. I feel like that's what they went through. And so they've learned to give and receive, and they understand the importance of that relationship because I feel like they had a couple of relationships that really ended that way. And but got emotional stability here too with the 4 of Cups. So I really like that type of energy that's coming in there. Um, so, balanced emotionally, have learned a lot. I feel like they have abundance, but they also know how to give and receive and have that type of relationship, which is healthy. So I know, but that's what they have for you. All right. So many blessings to you, New Street. That's what they have for you right now. Always just a little bit of extra information, right? All right. And then Patty, you are up next. So Patty, you want to know what can you expect from your bosses this coming week? Anything Spirit wants you to know. All right, let's see what we have coming in here. All right. All right, it doesn't seems like pretty positive here. You got the 6 of Swords, which is movement from choppy waters to calmer waters, leaving behind old ways of thinking for new ways of thinking. So it is, a logical approach to things, and it is this um, mutual communication, this balanced communication with those. You have the Page of Wands as well. And the Page of Wands talks to us about new passion, new energy that comes in, new opportunities that unfold here. And then you had the 3 of Cups, which is joy and celebration and feelings of community and togetherness. So it really feels like there's more of this bond going on, and that they are in that for you. Nat. Yeah, Nat, um so I like this, you know, Nats for me are they're a message of expectations. Uh, s- uh, and it's a long story, but that's what they're a symbol for me of expectations. So it's like gnats are not supposed to be here. So when you let go of the expectations and on yourself and on everyone else, you can kind of go with the flow, and you're not so hard on yourself. You're not afraid of what other people will, do or not do. There's this freedom that comes from that too. And that 6 of Swords can be letting these thoughts drop away and focus on higher things too. So I like this, but I feel like your bosses this coming week, it feels positive. I would almost feel like they're gonna give you an additional responsibility or something. It's that kind of feel to it. And we're in this together. We support you. It feels joyful. It feels supportive. Feels energized. It feels flowing from choppy to calmer waters. It all is kind of this energy of positivity that comes through with all those there. So I like those for you. And that's what's coming in for you, Patty. Patty. Right. So many blessings to you. All right. And up next we have Kitty. Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to turn on another light here. It's kind of distracting, right? Just go to this lamp over here. See if that helps. No, it did not. Did it make it worse? What's happening here? Ah. All right. We'll just go with it. All right. So, cutie. Any blessings coming to you in July? Of course, be sure to check out your July monthly. That'll give you some additional information as well. And let's see what we have coming in here. All right. You know, I feel like this may not feel like a blessing in the beginning, but when you have the 5 of Swords that comes in here, you have this energy of using the person below expectations there, the 3 of Swords, those fears. And the 5 of Swords is like a transformation of inner conflict between the head and the heart that comes to resolution, since we're looking at it as a blessing, there is some, you know, tugging of war that's been going on between your head and your heart, and there is this peace treaty that is reached between the two is how I feel it. And so it's like this going back and back and forth between what the head has been telling you should want, and the heart's going, but I want that. There's this mutual compromise that comes in, which allows you with this not eight, ace of wands to activate and put this energy going forward, this, you know, um, passion, this action towards something here. And yeah, and here's that balance. You have the Two of Pentacles too, which is the balancing energy that comes in between the head and the heart. So where you might have feel like out of balance and going back and forth and conflicted, this ends here in July, and it allows you to go, oh, I see a resolution. It's like two nations that have been at war for centuries. Suddenly there's this idea that both are really happy with, and you're able to move forward and with progress instead of war, inner war, right? So I like that for you. And that's what's coming through for you, cutie. For additional clarification, definitely check out your July monthly. And if it's a specific area of your life that you're looking for, also in the beginning of those videos, there's like a little chart showing the planets, what they rule over, and then if you know in your birth chart where that planet, what sign it's in, you go to that sign, and then you can get all that reading is about that for you. So I like that. All right, so that is what they have for you, cutie. So many blessings to you. And then up next we have Pinky. Whoops. So there we go. So Pinky, anything that you have to learn in your current situation, always something to learn, it seems, doesn't it? Let's take a look here. All right. Yeah, definitely it's about your energy because you've got the 7 of wands is the big energy coming in here. There we go. 7 of wands that's coming in. 7 of wands, and then you have the magician who holds a giant magic wand, right? And then you have the 10 of wands as well. So what this shows you, the 7 of wands tells you that what you to learn in this situation is that you don't have to defend yourself, that you find yourself defensive when your little inner child feels unsafe and out of control, and you feel like you have to defend your position, defend your viewpoint, defend who you are. And when that happens, that means there's some sort of fear that's triggering, right? So we learn that, first, and we're like, okay, what am I fearing? What am I focusing on? And then the magician and the 10 of wands, it's endings and beginnings, 10-1, right? The ending beginning with this energy. What you realize, whatever you focus on is what grows and expands. And the 10 of wands is, if I've been focusing on something that's been conflicting in my life, then I've been growing it. And I'm like, if I'm becoming defensive and I'm focusing on these people are doing this, boom, boom, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, where we just start growing it instead of taking inventory of where we're investing our energy. I mean, all 3 cards are wands, all 3 cards are energy. What are you doing? What are you focusing on? And because when we focus on what we hate, our fears, or what we're missing, what we're wanting, we grow those things, push things the way that we want further. But if we change our energy and focus on gratitude, higher vibration, right? Unconditional love, joy, laughter, peace, then that's what we grow. That's what we have. And so it's like if we have a situation, like let's say, I don't know, they're just thrown into my head, difficult neighbor. And if I focus on how difficult they are, guess what? I'm telling the universe, you know what I really love is difficult neighbors. And the more difficult they are, the more I love it. That's what my energy is when I'm focusing on rrr. And so here comes the battle with the neighbors, right? Not only that neighbor next door, but that neighbor and the one in the back too, and the one across the street. and the kitty corner ones, here it grows and it grows and it grows. But if I start showing and focusing on gratitude, sincere gratitude for what I love about my neighbor, then that grows instead, and the other stuff falls away. And I just feel like it's important, like this defensiveness, instead of focusing on, like, I feel like I have to defend and go, okay, when I look at my fears, then I can, start looking at the situation differently, and then it transforms. So hopefully that helps. I feel like that's what you're learning through this current situation is whatever I focus on, I draw to me and expand. And so if I don't like what I am having in a situation, then I can change it through what I'm focusing on. So I like it. All right, empowering, right? All right, so that's what they have for you, Pinky. So many blessings to you. And then we have Goldie coming in. So, Goldie, you want to know messages from Archangel Michael. All right, I imagine are you gonna get swords? Gonna get some swords somewhere? Oh, maybe, maybe not. No swords. Usually, because Michael, of course, he rolls over the thoughts and he has the Ace of Swords, the mighty, mighty one. But what Archangel Michael wants you to focus on is the moon. And here we are, we just entered Cancer season. We just had a full moon. And so it's important to look and track the moon and understand what sign it's in, what phase it's in, because we go through a different sign every 2 to 3 days, through the entire zodiac every 28, 29 days. And so we can feel like we are a emotional wreck, or we have a split personality or something, when you're very empathic. Like if you have, especially if you have like a water moon in your chart, or a lot of water in your chart, or a water sun sign, we get impacted by the moon in huge ways, and you can feel kind of schizophrenic, because we start off like Aries energy is fire, or all this fiery, passionate, "Rawr, go, energy, and then we drop into, so we go from fire into earth, then suddenly we feel grounded in an earth energy for a couple days, and then we go up into the mind, into the air, and then we're in our heads, and then we drop into emotion, so we're like fire, earth, air, water, fire, earth, air, water, fire, earth, air, water. Or it's more like fire, earth, air, water, fire, earth, air, it's like different, and we're like all over the place. And you have the Queen of Cups, so you are very empathic with that. You are very influenced by the moon and your emotions, and so they're saying that this will help balance, this will help you understand it. And you have the Hierophant in the middle too, which is the teacher. It's our higher selves having us see things from a different perspective. And so Archangel Gabriel is just saying it's important to look at those things, and you can find the moon sign. What is the moon in today? And what does that mean? There's books and different things that are out there too. The one I use, which next year's is coming out here in July, it's this one. So they have books like this, daily planetary guides that show what the moon is in each day, and all the planets and stuff too, and have a lot of information that's in here. In fact, I think I did a little kind of brief thing here in one of my Chaos to Cozy here. That was, I think it was last week, so the week before. So recently, just kind of, the moon is such an important thing for us to understand about ourselves. Yeah, it was last week's from Chaos to Cozy. And if you look at that, it talks about the importance of the moon in there. And it is because we're emotional beings who think, and so emotions impact us so much. And with it being that way, they're like, it will help you ride the wave of emotions instead of be drowned by them or waterlogged, right? So I feel like that's what they're wanting you to do, is just really, but if, like, you don't have to buy a book, you can just like search the internet each day, and like, or they have sites out there. So once you find one, you can find it out there. Astro, ASTRO.com is one I use for birth charts. And they have a lot of information out there too, but go with where we feel guided. But I feel like that's the important thing for you there, Goldie. So many blessings to you. All right. And then we have angel blessings coming in next. Want to know what is manifesting in your love life? Let's take a look here. What is manifesting here? All right. All right. Well, so you have the Queen of Swords. And I love this because Queen of Swords is one of my cards of um, I like a very ideal, compatible mate or partner. Mate sounds like your horse and your mating horses. A partner, a love of your life. And because she balances swords with all queens get cups, so she balances head and heart, someone that can communicate their emotions, feel their emotions. They're not so mental that they're like don't know what an emotion is, or and not so emotional that they're unstable. It's this beautiful balance between it all. And so that's why it feels like such a compatible relationship. So I was like, all right, well, that's one of those cards coming in here. So they're saying that you are drawing in this individual. One, because you've been focusing on your self-love with the Ace of Cups, but also the Ace of Cups is new love coming in. So, all right, probably, one of the cards that would confirm that for me would be the Page of Cups, which is what you also got. So you get the Page of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Queen of Swords, which is all about new love, heightened love coming in, and the partner that just feels this love that just feels so compatible, and you fit like a glove, and it just, you know, it's like finding someone that's like you that has so much in common. Like they like to communicate like you do. Like you're not like wondering, why does this person only text me off and on every other day and sometimes longer? Don't they know it just takes a second and it helps me feel, more connected to them? And it's like, yeah, right. Everyone's like, yes, I know. But this is the kind of person that's coming your way. So I like that. All right. So that's what they have for you, angel blessings. So many blessings to you. All right. And then we have Smooth Life is up. What do you need to know right now? I like your little monocle. I think that's what it's called. So, what do you need to know right now? All right. I feel like the overall message is that it's worth the wait. And because you have the Hanged Man, which is all about the, you know, dreams, dreams coming. I don't know why I normally don't say that. It's like dreams coming true, but it's transformation, like in a cocoon, that there's this dream that unfolds and it takes time for the dream to unfold, because you got the Hanged Man, which is pausing, takes time. And then the small card is the Knight of Pentacles, which is the slowest moving knight out of them all, which is patience and seasons, and, the seasons of the outside world. There is, you know, a a spring when things blossom, and a summer where things grow, and a fall when harvest happens and things fall, and winter when things go into the ground, and all the stuff is happening in the service to spring up in spring. And so there is this progression and this thing that's going on here. Your middle card, that's why it's worth the wait. You got the Wheel of Fortune coming in. And the Wheel of Fortune, it teaches you that that there's this um you know abundance, this fortune. It's the tune of for you, the fortune, and that your human may not believe that something's for us sometimes, because the Wheel of Fortune says whatever unfolds in our life is for us. But sometimes our human is like, that for me? Explain that. I don't get it. But when the Wheel of Fortune comes out, it's like, oh yeah, I see why it took why it did, and I'm so grateful, and it was worth the wait. And that's the kind of energy that comes in with that, right? So that's what they have for you right now, Smooth Life. So thank you for that. Let me just move that. That was the big one. So big screenshot. Let me bring over here some more readings and we will continue on here. All right. All right. And let me just double check. My phone is blowing up here. I just want to make sure. All right. So, Lynx Lee, you are up next. So, let me just type your name down here. Make sure I get that right. All right. And you want energy reading between you and your DM. All right, let's take a look here. What is the energy that's coming in here? All right. Well, it feels very stable and balanced here. First of all, you've got the King of Pentacles, which is about abundance in the outside world, solid, energy because it is that, they rule over the outside world. And so it's a very solid foundation that comes in there. You also have the Four of Pentacles in the small cards, which is all about a stable outside world too. And again, all this balance type of feel to these. You have the Queen of Swords in the middle, which is balancing of the head and the heart. So it just feels very positive, like this energy between the two here. I feel like there's just a message of trust that you're going to have everything you need in the outside world when it comes to this, and try to get out of this expectations of supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's, and get into this heart of gratitude for what is doing well. That helps bring in this balance because sometimes we can get so consumed with all of this rules and expectations that it's takes so much just to get up to ground zero. If we lower our expectations, if we really just really realize what's happening there, then we can just sit in that and show appreciation and gratitude, and that expands it too. And I feel like whatever's unfolding here, there is abundance, there is fullness that feels like it comes in, but the extent to which it is up to you. It depends on if you have. It's like, okay, let me decide to do this. So let's say if you have zero expectations, and this is what abundance comes in, you have all that fullness, right? But if you have these many expectations, there's only this much fulfillment. If you have this much expectations, there's only this much fulfillment. If you have this much expectations, you experience lack. So that's your visual. But I feel like it feels positive, but it's like really look at and question, let these expectations as much as you can go, and focus on gratitude. That's what expands this feeling of wholeness and fullness that comes in with you here. So hopefully that makes sense, but that's what they have for you, Links Lee. So many blessings to you. All right. And then we have Kathy Cope. Hello, hello. So will Daniel come back to you soon? All right, let's take a look and see what we have here. All right. All right. Well, my dear, I don't feel like that is in the cards right now here for you. You've got the Nine of Wands, which is like this is this energetic block, something that's keeping you guys apart, right? We have the Eight of Pentacles, which is about, you know, putting in the work, the blood, the sweat, the tears, but it's about progression. It's about evolution and evolving, like a caterpillar evolving into a butterfly. And I feel like in order, you know, for you guys to have come back together, that it would, you can't keep doing things the way you've always done it and have it turn out any differently, right? It's called insanity, doing the same thing, expecting a different result. And there's this, you've been transforming into a butterfly. They stayed a caterpillar, and they have different desires, right? Caterpillars eat leaves, butterflies go for nectar. Caterpillars walk along very slowly, and butterflies can migrate 1,000 miles. And so, in a butterfly feels like I have to dim and I have to walk alongside caterpillars. I have wings to fly. All right, I will walk. When are you going to become a butterfly? Oh, soon. Soon, soon never happens, right? And that's when, we have this Three of Swords, which is the card of heartache, and expectations equal disappointment. And when you're expecting them to be something that they're not, you're like, come on, caterpillar, fly. They can't. They haven't gone through the transition and the transformation to be a butterfly like you. And so, will they come back soon? No, because you've migrated and they're still walking. It would take them forever to reach you. Because you can effortlessly fly 3 miles, and they're like, "It's gonna take me a year to go that far," as a caterpillar, or months, and so I just feel like they're with all of these cards, that they can't keep up, they can't go where you need to go, and so it's okay to leave them to go do caterpillar things, and you go find a butterfly, something that you can express yourself and be yourself, and they desire the same things, they want to head in the direction you want to. But I don't feel like with Daniel that that's who they are. And they keep saying, yeah, I'm gonna, this summer I'll be a cocoon, then I'll do a butterfly. We said that for the last 10 summers. I don't believe you anymore. So that's the kind of energy that's coming in, Kathy. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so many blessings to you. And then motivation, you are up. So what great is happening for Smith and your love connection together this July? All right, let's take a look here. Be sure to check out the July monthly readings. Also, check out the solstice readings that are out there. The playlists are on my main page, and at the bottom of my webpage too, at brettazen.com. And because they're all about relationships. So check into those. All right, but let's see what else they want you to know here. So July. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So I feel like you have the Princess of Cups, the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is a good card. It's about heightened love, and love continues to unfold. And there's just a couple little things to get um, beyond. And we have the Five of Pentacles, which is the you know beliefs in lack and fear of abandonment, being left behind, being left out in the cold, not being good enough. And the Seven of Pentacles, which is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree, is the fruit. And seven is July, so that's good. But I feel like there's just a little bit of the fruition that you're looking for will come eventually, but there's this obstacle of the Five of Pentacles, that, both of you have leftover stuff. We all do, from our childhood, 7 years old and younger, these feelings of abandonment, being left behind, not being good enough, falling short, all that wonderful stuff we all experience. This is what's coming in here with the Five of Pentacles, that just to overcome and transform, um, which is good. It's the realization. I have a Take 10 with Zen episode. If you go to my main page at the very top, there's playlists, and if you move over one, I think you have to like go, because it's like an older playlist. But Take 10 with Zen episode 5 is about the Six of Pentacles, which is what helps us balance this feelings of lack, these feelings of out of balanceness, that come in there. But I feel like there is progression available, and there is movement, and you're starting to see some of the fruit. But to really get a big harvest, this Five of Pentacles, this transformation of worth and feelings of lack and not being enough, has to be dealt with in each individual within themselves. And then that allows the outsides to catch up to that too. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what they have coming in for you. Motivation. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Asuna San, you are up. And I am feeling well. I hope you are feeling well. And you want to know about Dharma's true feelings for you. All right. Let's see what's going on inside of them here. All right. All right. And all right. Wow. Okay. They are someone that's really to themselves, I feel. But you got the Six of Wands, which is, this equal passion. Yeah, it is the Six of Wands. Looks like normally what they have with the Seven of Wands, but the Six of Wands is this equal passion, this victory, this brightness. So there is like energetic and physical attraction that's there. So they really have that for you. But like I said, they're really to themselves because you also got the High Priestess and the Hermit. And really they can be good counterparts. If you are an introvert and they're an introvert, that's what this is. It feels like introverted energy where it's like the best plans for an introvert are canceled plans because they like being away from crowds, around all that energy. It's so noisy and so loud. And it could be, maybe, are they like a water sign? They might just be picking up a lot of people's emotions and things of the outside world, you as well. But they have this very internal world, so they're very much to themselves. But they do like that passion. They do have that physical attraction that draws them out. It's like they could be fine. They feel they could be fine without deep emotional connections and a lot of activity in the outside world. But I feel like if they meet the the counterpart of hermitude, because the high priest just steps away from the chaos of the world, goes into her high priestess temple, connects higher, goes behind the veil, dives deep into emotions. The hermit steps away from everything, connects higher, gets guidance from spirit. And so I feel like they have a deep inner life. And that's what they're looking for, is someone that can be compatible with that. And I feel like they're kind of feeling it out, and they are attracted to you with that Six of Wands. So I just feel like that they don't like shallow, but they also don't just open up and go, I want deep. So here, come in to my heart, into my life. They're like, they want to make sure someone can dive deep into this, and they won't like give someone an access card until they know that they can go go steady, shoulder to shoulder, into depth. And but I definitely feel, that physical energetic attraction, and then they feel like they want to find out if you can go that depth, and they have an inkling. They haven't written you off going, no, they can't. They're like, all right, well, let's see how far we can go into the depths of this stuff, because they like to go deep, instead of just shallow. um, so I like it for you. That's where they're feeling. I know it doesn't feel like a compliment, but I feel like it is, because not very many people make it this far through their process. Is what I feel. It's like usually people are like, nope, they can't go. They can't. It's like they can't hold their breath for a minute. How can they go down 10 feet into a pool? They're like they can't even. They have trouble breathing outside of water. They just don't allow many people this attention and depth. So, but it is a compliment. So there you go, Asuna. So many blessings to you. All right. All right. And then nature 1111, you are up. Guidance from your guides. All right. Let's see what they have here for you. Hang in there, everybody. Probably got a couple more handfuls, maybe less to go here. So we're almost done. Not almost done. We'll be a little while longer. All right. So what are your guides telling you here? You've got this 10 of Pentacles coming up first, which is one of my relationship cards, but also abundance of the outside world and beliefs around what this means, for us in our lives, right? This fullness and wholeness of life. And I feel like they're guiding you here because we've got both the Three of Swords and the Four of Swords. At first, when you see this, the Three of Swords is not so bad in that one. When you look at this one, it almost looked like it was the Three of Swords and they got stabbed, but they're sleeping down here on the fourth sword. And it's good when these, I mean, they're all good, but it's makes sense with these coming out together because the Three of Swords has to do with expectations and fears around all this abundance and relationship and all these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts that come in. And who are they supposed to be, how is life supposed to be, all this stuff that comes in. And when we look at all of that, it's like you know the Four of Swords is because they're sleeping on the Ace of Swords, which allows them to see things from a different perspective, from a place of unconditional love, capital T truth. It's freeing and allows you have peace of mind and rest because when you're realizing that all these supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's and must be's are opinion, and they are this rules, they're rooted in the fear of losing conditional love, and the smallness of all that, that when you look at that, that's what you know, sucks the life out of life and relationships and everything else. But when we're able to go, okay, these are not true. These are just people trying to have control and our human side needing to feel safe and in control. And when we turn inward and upward, when we find our true safety, then we're able to see the world differently and cut away the fears and have this peace and calmness that come in. So when it comes to whether this is outside abundance or if it's love, relationship that we're looking at here, it's really questioning all these triggers, these thoughts and beliefs and going, is that true? Is that really what I want? Where did I learn that from? Why is that important? Is it important? And when we start questioning and having kind of an inquiry into those things, that's where this freedom comes in through all that. And you actually get to see things clearly instead of through the fog of all these fears. We get a high point view above the fog and we get the trueness and see the truth of life and what we truly want instead of stressed out trying to make everyone happy by doing what we think that we're supposed to do instead of allowing our heart to lead and to see things differently. So hopefully that helps their nature 1111. And that's what they have for you. So many blessings. All right, let me just bring some more of these over here. Great quartz. You will be up next here. You just kind of get a check in here to see how. Yeah, well, okay, yeah. So we still have several here. Continues to go, continues to move. Let me just do a couple more things here. Thank you guys for your patience and getting to all your free readings and for your thirst too of seeking after spirit. I'm just blown away and so grateful, so grateful. All right, yeah, so we've got quite a few. No problem. So great quartz, any messages for spirit about now? All right, let's take a look here. All right. All right, let me just get a quick sip here. That came out a little faster than I thought it was going to. At least I'm glad it didn't go. So, well, you do have the Lovers card coming in here, Almighty Great Quartz. So, you do have that energy that's coming in. And you have the Five of Swords coming in, which is the battling between the head and the heart. And, there is this conflict between, you know, the head and the heart regarding love. The head goes, "This is what I want. This is how it's supposed to be. This is how it should be. Here's the long list of all these roles, these relationship roles. In fact, here's the 3 and 3 huge manuals of relationship rules." Oh god, you know, what a burden. That's what it can feel like. And the heart goes, "There, I'm just free to love." There's nothing attached to it, right? It's just like, "Whoa," and that's the difference that comes in between the head and the heart. The head is all about, we gotta have control, we gotta have these checks and balances to make sure we don't get hurt again. And the heart is like, "Let's just go for it," right? And the other card you got is the Ace of Swords, which is what allows you to see things from this place of unconditional love, from the high heart, and allows you to cut away, some of these beliefs that are, throw away some of the manuals, ripping out pages until we're like ready just to go with the flow of the heart and allowing ourselves to go forward. And, you know, and once we do that, when they're in battling between the head and the heart, we any type of relationship that we get into or head into is conflicting because we're conflicted. And until we find this peace treaty between the head and the heart, our relationships won't have peace within them. They'll be reflective of our relationship to ourself that's going on the inside. So there is this energy here of just being aware of looking at what triggers are popping up, where are have my disappointments been, because that'll tell us where our expectations were, and then we'll dive into what are our expectations, then we'll have a transformation that comes in with that. So I feel like that's the message that's coming in here with these cards combined here. And yeah, because the 5 of Swords plus the Ace of Swords equals the 6 of Swords, which balances out the Lover's card, the number 6. So I do feel like there's this interesting energy that's coming in. Is that a sword that they're carrying? Oh, they have them all here. I was just looking because we've got, here's the swords, the thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that are in there. And I normally don't see that in a lover's card, but they have, it takes all of the elements and the clarity with that. So, but hopefully that helps. Great quartz. So many blessings to you. That's what they want you to know about now. And then Liviane Vergara. Hello, hello. You were up next. Let me just make sure I spell your name right here. There we go. And you want to know a message for what's left of the month of June? Yeah, let's take a look here. What do they want to let you know about this last week? Almost a little over a week, right? Can't believe it's the middle of the year already. Well, you definitely have a lot of thinking going on this week because you got 3 swords cards that came out. You have the 2 of Swords, which the 2 of Swords is about um, choosing your story, right? Looking at why do you believe what you believe, and not even you don't even have to know the why, really. I just feel like they're saying become aware of what you believe around a situation or situations, and go, why do I have that story applied to it? And not that you need to figure out why, but just going, I have this applied to it. The question is, do I want to keep that same story or do I want to change it? Because that is my power. You have the 6 of Swords, which is movement, leaving behind old ways of thinking to move to new ways of thinking. And so there is this transformation that happens with this and how you're perceiving something. Fear-based beliefs before, now higher vibrational beliefs. I lose my job, it's devastating, it's horrible, I'm a failure. Higher vibration, thank goodness that this toxic relationship I had with this job is over, and now I get to go live my dream and I get to go to a position that I'll be happier in. But I wasn't leaving because I was afraid I wouldn't find another job, so they've done me a favor. See how the energy can change with the story that we have around something. And then you have the Queen of Swords, who balances the head and the heart. She rolls with her Ace of Swords over thought and belief and mindset. and she's able to cut away the old stories and allow new stories to come forth, and they can be balanced with the heart when it comes in too. So I feel like this last week is like just understanding that, and practicing changing your story around something, not lying, I changed my story. This is changing what story you're applying to things in the world and adjusting that. So I like that for you, right? And that's what they have, a little tidbit for you there. So many blessings to you. And then Mika Khan, you are up. So will you work well at line from the start or not on Wednesday? Okay, will you work? Okay, so I'll take a look here. And I don't think I'm getting your question, but luckily I don't have to spirit know. So we'll pull cards for you. All right. So your first card coming up is the Four of Cups. This is emotional stability. So whatever is unfolding here for you, you do feel like a solid foundation. You feel good about it, which I like there. You have the Moon card. I feel like there is a little bit of unseen and unknown things that come in with the Moon card. So just be aware that there might be just a few little surprises, but I don't feel like it's anything big that you can't handle, because you also have the Magician card underneath it, which you get to choose what you do with your energy, with whatever bubbles up. Just know that if there's a little adjustment, a little bit of something that you weren't expecting, how you choose to respond to it with your energy is what grows and expands. So if someone does something and you're going, like, can't believe they did that. Guess what? We grow that, and more of that kind of stuff will happen. But if we look at it and go, no problem, we're just gonna move along with it and keep going and flow through it, then it's a positive. It brings in more flow. It brings in more things to be grateful for, because you're just like, I'm just grateful to be here and thank you so much. No problem. We'll just deal with what we need to deal with. And so I feel like it's important for you to know that. You might have just a couple little things, like I said, surprises, but how you choose to respond to it is so important for your energy. And I like that for you. But I don't feel like there's anything to worry about with that Four of Cups, right? So that's what they have for you, Mika. Many blessings to you. And then we have Melissa Cornett. Whoops. You are up next. And you were wondering, okay, get a general reading. Absolutely. Let's see what Spirit has for you here. All right. Yeah, I feel like you're in a place where you really are going to be taking charge of your life here. You've got the King of Wands, which the King of Wands is kind of like Emperor energy, where it's you stepping into your power, you deciding, what do I want? Not what does everyone else want for me, or am I supposed to want, but what do I want for my life? Putting together a plan and taking action toward it and taking movement toward it. You have the Three of Pentacles, which is saying that this is about being true to your authentic self. That's why they're focusing on, what do you want to do? Be true to you. Don't be influenced by the naysayers or who you think you'll lose support from. Allow yourself this movement forward and to take advantage, not take advantage, but take control, take your authority of your life, and step back into your throne going, wait a minute, I am the king. You all get out of my throne room. I'm going to make decisions. Why are you sitting on my throne? Get up. And you have the Three of Wands. So you have the Three of Pentacles being true to you, and the Three of Wands with new information. You're choosing to alter a course to go in a direction you want to go. That's why I feel like you're stepping into this place of, I no longer have to do all this stuff that I don't want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. And there's a freedom that comes with that too. So I like that for you. It's really, you're encouraged here to really embrace that and take back your your power. Don't let someone else sit in your throne, um, because it's your kingdom, right? So I like that for you. Right, so that's what they have for you, Melissa, and then many blessings. Latoya Bryant, you're up next. So you're a Gemini, and you want to know if the Charles the Taurus, if they learned their lesson. All right, let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know about this lesson making here. All right. I definitely feel like they're learning here. We got the 4 of Pentacles. So I feel like they've got this solid foundation in the outside world. You know, it's they're realizing a lot about that the outside world can't fulfill them, and that they're turning inward to understand themselves more. So I feel like, you know, the lesson, did they learn the lesson that you were trying to teach them? No. They're a Taurus. They're stubborn. What are you talking about? Sorry, Taurians. I have a brother who's Taurus. Plus, I have a stellium in the second house of Taurus. I get stubborn. If you try to teach them something, they're going to go the opposite direction, right? So if you were trying to teach them something, then no. Their life experiences, they like learning the hard way, right? We do have a death and a rebirth, and the 6 of Swords, which is movement, leaving behind old ways of thinking, movement to new ways of thinking, this death and rebirth coming in. But I feel like there's this, the 4 of Pentacles, for some way, just is, I will learn, but I'm going to learn my way. And that's the kind of energy I feel coming in from them. Very sassy in a way. If I'm going to learn, I'm going to do it my way. No one can teach me anything. I'm going to do it me. You know, I'm the bull. This is my my pasture. Go ahead, step into my land, the fencing where the bull is at. See what you get. You want one horn or two, here we go. um, but I feel like they are learning in their own slow way with these, and I don't know why. It's not showing me slowness in the cards, but the energy that's coming in is there. And I feel like they are, but they're like, but I'm learning my way. And um, I don't know. They have this pride, this stubbornness that if it's like, let's say, in not knowing this situation, Spirit, what I feel, that the energy that I feel from this Taurus is like, if I am not being attentive enough, or doing something that someone that I'm with wants me to do, and then they're like, well, I can't take it anymore, I'm breaking up with you, and then they're like, oh no, and they're like, okay, all right, and they go and they look at it and they go, okay, I see what I could do better, and da 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 da. They won't go back to you because they don't want that record of failure. They'll take the information that they learn and try it with someone new. That's how they work. So they won't, it's like, no, I'm working on a deficit. I would have to go back to you feeling like I'm below, all the work to get up to here, and then all the work to get up to here. Whereas if I start with someone new, I I start off up here because I'm going to do that. And so they're, and not that they're lazy. It's like it's a lot less work, and I'd rather just start over with someone new, kind of energy, if that makes sense. But that's what's coming in there, Latoya. I know, stubborn bull. All right, but that's their message right now. So hang in there, my dear. And then Magana, you are up next. Any relationship coming towards you in the upcoming academic college? All right, let's take a look here. Andy, oh, okay, yes. Right. So you have a couple of different types of relationships. You have the Ace of Cups. So you do have new love that comes in, Ace of Cups. That's just it. But you also have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is like your community and like two besties. And so you do have relationship of romance, but you also have like you're gonna find a couple people who are like peas in a pod where you're the three of you get along so well and you just understand each other and they're going to be like lifelong friendships, right? And they're your foundation and I like that. And you have the 3 of Pentacles too, and it's not about you trying to be something. It's happens with you just being yourself, not trying to be who you think you need to be for people to like you or be friends with you or be interested. It's all about be you, and then you're gonna meet people that love you and are attracted to you for who you are, not who you think you're supposed to try to be. And I like that for you because they definitely have this um, I know this 3 of Cups with these, 2 besties. They keep you grounded. Possibly when you meet new love, do you give up your life for them and, try to become who you think they want you to be? I know we all probably do. Um, a lot of us do or did. And there's this, I want to say, what is it called? Accountability, but that sounds almost too like judgy. But it's like accountability. You call each other out on your stuff, right? These are what best friends do. It's like within love, they're like, hey, like like my host and I, she's told me once about how she would take on other people's bags of crap and when it's not hers to pick up. And so whenever we're picking up other people's stuff, they're like, how's that bag of crap? And I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's not mine, is it? No, I'm giving that back. So I feel like that's the kind of friendships that have that help you towards this in this romance, and it helps you stay you and true to your authentic self instead of trying to, become who you think they want you to be. So I like that for you. It's very healthy. So that's what's coming for you, Magana. So many blessings to you. All righty. Moving on down the road here. So, Cherry, you are up next. And you want to know if will Ali not want you anymore 1 year from now? No contact. All right, let's take a look here. Yeah. Yeah, I don't feel like you will want Ali a year from now. You're like, "What?" It's true, because you got the 8 of Pentacles coming in here. 8 of Pentacles is like you're transforming, you're a butterfly, they're still a caterpillar, and by the time a year from now comes around, if you bumped into them, if you guys, reconnected or whatever, you would have changed. This Knight of Swords is that you have gone into a different, pursuit. You're questing after different things. It's like a caterpillar and a butterfly. I use that quite a bit, but it's such a good example because um, when you when a caterpillar becomes a butterfly, it doesn't want leaves anymore like a caterpillar. Its taste changed to nectar. Doesn't walk, of course, it flies, so it can go great distances. It needs to fly to go to all these flowers. And a caterpillar is just like, here, this plant, I'll just eat this one. It just sits there and eats and eats and eats. And so I feel like you're going to be so different a year from now that you're like, yeah, I'm okay not I've changed, I can't go backwards, right? Because you'd have the 5 of Wands, which would be conflicting energy, conflicting desires, conflicting drive, conflicting things that you're wanting in life. So a year from now, you won't want them because you're like, what? In order to be with them, I would have to try to eat leaves with my long little butterfly tongue that is for nectar. I can't eat that. you know, leaves and I have to walk with you? No, I can't carry you. You're too heavy. I have to walk with you? It's like, no, you wouldn't be able to, um, it's just not attractive for you anymore with that coming in. So that's what's coming in, here. I just really feel like it wouldn't be desirable for you. And I like that because it's not about being chosen, it's about choosing yourself, right? Choosing yourself. All right. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Ruby, RUBE, you are up. So will Joy tell you she wants you back in a relationship with you soon? Things been going good and smoothly, but not officially complete. All right. So when you tell she wants to be back. Okay, let's take a look here and see. All right. What do we have here? All right. We have the Seven of Cups. There's still some emotional confusion going on with Joy. So she's still uncertain. She's still figuring things out. We have the King of Swords. They're really stuck in their head a bit here. The King of Swords rolls over the sword suit and gets a second portion of swords. So they do see like you know, they just really overanalyze. I mean, that's not always the King of Swords. I just feel like this is what I'm feeling between these two. Just so you know, it's like that's not the normal interpretation, but it's like there's emotional uncertainty and confusion and figuring things out, and there's this mental, really a lot in their minds thinking about things. Um, but their Knight of Wands is a lot of passion. So they have that passion and they have this, you know, energetic and uh, physical attraction and connection, but they're still trying to get their head around things and they're still their heart is still kind of fluctuating, in there about trust and openness and long termness. And so they're still kind of going through all that themselves there. And they got a lot figured out and a lot to figure out in here around fears and thoughts and beliefs and mindsets to let go. Um, and because that's what stands in the way. I feel like they are an overthinker. They get caught in their head a lot, and that's what's kind of triggering these emotions of uncertainty and mistrust. And it doesn't even have to necessarily do with you. It just has to do with years of conditioning and supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's that they've experienced in their own life, seeing parents that way, seeing other things and friends and family and brothers and sisters and everyone else. That's like, I just don't know. I don't know about all this. I got all this information I'm trying to sift through. And so just allow them the time to do that. They'll figure it out. But I don't feel like it's soon. Like you said, soon. And I'm like, eh, just enjoy the journey. Try not to rush it. Try not to, because if you try to push it, that'll just push them in the opposite direction because they're trying to figure things out. It's like when you're trying to push someone off a dive board, going, you'll be fine in the water, but you try to push them to help them with their fear, that just makes them even more scared, right? And so just take that with a grain of salt. All right. So that's what they have for you. Hopefully that helps. So many blessings to you. And then Melissa Hadzik, hello, hello. So yes, thank you. I wish you a happy and calm weekend too. So you need some advice what to do to decrease your anxiety towards the world regarding a complicated situation that you're in as of now in general. Sure, blessings to you too. Let's take a look here. What advice do they have here? All right. All right. And all right. Okay. So you have the Ace of Wands coming out first. So ultimately, the Ace of Wands is a very powerful card. It shows that whatever you focus on is what grows and expands. And so when we look at a situation and we're like, it's difficult, it's difficult, it's difficult, it's difficult, or complicated, complicated, complicated. Like I said, guess what? We tell the universe, you know what I really love? It's difficult and complicated situations. In fact, if you could make it even more difficult and complicated, I'd really appreciate it. That's what our energy is saying, even though we're like, no, that's not what I want. Well, that's what our energy is telling them because that's where our focus is. One of the big things that we can do to help in any situation is get our minds off of what we hate, what we feel is going wrong, what we want that we feel is missing, or that we're wanting that we don't have, and instead focus on gratitude for what we do have, gratitude, what we love about a situation, or what we've loved about similar situations in the past. And then that energy tells the universe, like, this is what I want. This is what I want, to have come in, right? And you have the Emperor too, which is more fire energy, but the Emperor is like Aries energy. And they have this, you know, this they take charge, right? And it's like deciding. A lot of times, like in complicated or difficult situations, we're like, what's complicating it is our fear of making a decision. And when we realize that, well, I want to make a decision that's, beneficial to all parties involved, and that's okay. We can try to do that. But if we're afraid and we're, allowing the fears and that lower vibration to rule, it's just going to get more complicated, more difficult. And when we take a big breath and take a step back and go, what am I fearing in this situation? It helps us understand what's going on, right? So we take a big deep breath. All right, where am I focusing my energy? What fears are going on here? And what do I want? And then once we decide what we want, then we put a plan together and we put that energy forward to have that happen, right? You have the Six of Pentacles. There is a way to compromise. There is a way in the situation. There's always a solution, but if the other person doesn't want it, then we don't have to give in to something we don't want. That's a fear we have. Well, what if they want an unfair thing? I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. I can say, I'm not comfortable with that. How about this? And if they're like, well, I'm not comfortable with that. How about this? Well, I like this piece of it, but I'm uncomfortable with this piece. How about that? And it's about communicating and working through and sharing. And if someone's just like, no, you got to do what I want to do, then you're like, let me show you that I don't. Bye. So whatever the situation is, it's about stepping into your power, realizing your energy is growing things, so changing your energy focus, realizing what fears are triggering that make you feel like it's complicated because there's fear involved. That's why it's complicated is I'm afraid that I'm not going to get what I want. Well, what do you want? Why do you want it? What are you afraid of if you don't get what you want? And is it that important? Then um, if that situation doesn't let you have what you want, then you go to another one, a different situation, whether it's person, job, education, something else. It's like, I don't have to do anything in this world that I don't want to do. I face the consequences of not doing what I want to do. But if I'm okay with it, then go forward, right? I like it. All right. So that's what's coming through, Melissa. Hopefully that helps, my dear. So many blessings to you. And then Yanvi Gavandi, hello, hello. You are up next. So spirit messages. All right, let's take a look here and see what does spirit have here for you. All right. Rest, rest, rest. Okay. So you've got the Four of Swords, which is like peace of mind and rest and relaxation and get out of your head, take a mental break. You got the Hanged Man. It's about pausing things, allowing transformation. Give yourself the space and time to see things from a different perspective, from more perspectives, from that capital T truth higher perspective that's rooted in unconditional love. I just really like that there for you because, you've got the Five of Swords, which is like conflict, That's happening on the inside, right? It's the battle between the head and the heart that makes its way to the outside world, where we can end up having conflicts with others. But the conflict really exists within you, within us, right? Where we see the world as we are, not as it is. And so when we can take a step back, take a big deep breath and see things from a different perspective, then we have more clarity that can come in and answers, higher answers that are good for everyone involved. And we don't have to defend, we don't have to try to prove that our small t truths that are rooted in fear are more truer than their small t truths that were rooted in fear. We are just able to go, you know what? I can see things from a higher perspective, from a place of love, and then I can see everyone's perspective, not needing to attack and prove anyone wrong or defend my own, because real truth, capital T truth, does not need to be defended. What? I know. It's a great thing to know, right? So if I feel like I need to defend something, then that's my a small t truth and fear that, oh, you know, everyone has to believe this, or it's like, no, they don't. When we realize, if I want to believe something, I can, and if anyone else wants to believe it, they can too. Someone tries to impose their small t truth on me, I can just love them and go, well, it's an interesting perspective, I'll think about that. And then you do for a second, and then it's gone. All right, but that's what's coming in for you, Yanvi. Hopefully that helps. So many blessings to you. All right, everybody, hang in there, hang in there. I know we're going on 3 hours, but we're getting close. So hang in there. We've got, let's see, one, two, three, just have a handful, 5 left here. So next up, we've got Vidi Jalan. Hello, Vidi. All right. And you want to know, what is it that you've been avoiding at the moment that needs attention? What a great question. Let's take a look here. All right. A lot of thinking, a lot of long-held beliefs here. You've got the Prince of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords, right? So the movement of thought and belief and mindset. You also have the Four of Swords, which is the mental stability and the peace of mind, and the Devil card. And the Devil card is Capricorn, Saturn energy, big thinking. The Saturn energy is like a Saturn return, where we have a lot of long held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about how things are supposed to be and should be and need to be, that we're inundated emotionally when we're growing up, 7 years old and younger, and then our brain starts to develop, our mental body between 7 and 14, inundated even more with school and peers and TV and books and movies and blah 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 and blah blah blah. All of this cage that we get our heart and our mind in, and we're aware of it as soon as we start talking about politics or religion or relationships, right? That's all it takes when we're like, wait a minute, that's not the way you're supposed to think. That's not the way it's supposed to be. And those are the things that we really learn about, indicators. We know when we're in small t truths and drama, when we hear as supposed to be, should be, needs to be, has to be, ought to be, all these expectation words that show us this. That's what helps the Saturn, devil card energy shadow. It shakes all these beliefs that we've developed over time through praise and punishment, right? When we're growing up, our, like, especially, during those developmental years, devilment years, when we have punishment, we don't like how that feels, or a bad feeling. Our mind creates all this um, support system around that to make sure that doesn't happen again. Something else happens, more, lower vibrational pain. No, all this construct. And then we have something that feels good. We create construct around that so we can do whatever we needed to make sure that happens again. And by the time we reach, like our mid-20s, we're like, are so full of so many roles and construct that it starts to shake. We're going, "Oh my god, I didn't realize there was this much." We start to dismantle it. We start to question it. We start to release it. So I feel like, at the moment, it's just about spending 90% of our time focusing on unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and gratitude, all that, right? And 10% of our time on our shadow, on this cage, dismantling it. And we know what is next to be dismantled when we sit and or not sitting, and suddenly there's this trigger. We're like, whoa, especially if it's a trigger that keeps happening. It's like a little kid going, mom, 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 mom. Right? And then we're just like, oh, all right. So come here. Let's pay attention to where did this belief come from? Where's this fear grounded in? How can I transform this and see it differently? And then in that's what transforms and helps dismantle the cage. So that's what I feel like the focus is in for right now. All right. So many blessings, my dear. All right. And Ashvin Ray, hello, hello. So divine guidance on career. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. So you have the Four of Wands, which is it's stable energy, you know, um, energetic stability. It's this wheel, it's funny because it feels different than other Four of Wands, but Four of Wands is joy, celebration, gatherings, and I just feel like there's this an important gathering where you either meet someone who helps you get clarity around what you want to do with your life, or there's some sort of gathering where that's their intention is to help people understand their dharma and understand what it is they want in their life, and like a career kind of meeting or something. But whatever this gathering is of individuals coming together, it does here with the Eight of Wands, it spawns you and sparks you to get things going, this energy of movement and communication, and but it's fast movement that does offer you with the Ace of Pentacles a new opportunity that comes in. And so I feel like maybe it's like a dinner party, or I feel like it's more social gathering than it is like an organized like career placement or career fair or something. I feel like it's more like going to a dinner party of friends, and everyone's in conversation like, well, what do you do? And well, I'm doing this, but I really want to do something, blah 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 blah. I'm like, my uncle, blah blah blah, they did this thing and blah 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 blah. If you want, I can give them your number. And you're like, what? I'd love that. It's that kind of thing where a gathering of some sort, or you go to a wedding and you are chatting with people at the dinner, and or whatever, and they're like, oh my god, yeah, da, 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 and they give you an idea or a contact, or something like that. But this is what I feel like comes in here. This gathering is such an important thing. So if you're getting invited to things, definitely go. All right, so that's what they have for you, Ashvin. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Samya Rao, hello, hello. Just jot your name down here real quick. Right. And I am doing good. I hope you're doing well. And when do you see you restarting your career? Is your next job, does it bring good career stability? All right, let's see what Spirit has here for you. All right. All right. Okay. Well, you definitely, with the World card coming in here, this is endings of old things, beginning of new adventures. So I do see that you do have this ending and beginning, this ending of old cycles, victory, and beginning of a new adventure. So I do see that. Um, does it bring you stability? Yeah, it brings you definitely. You have the Three of Cups, brings you a lot of joy and celebration that comes in here. Um, Restarting, like the when has to do here too, because the Three of Cups can represent community, it can represent groups of friends and togetherness here. And you've got the Knight of Swords on the bottom, which is movement of thought and belief and mindset. So the when of this is in your hands, and when they give me this kind of message, it just means that there's a great amount of possibility. Could be as early as July or months away by our mindset. If I'm focusing on what I feel is missing or what I want and I don't have, or my fears, I am delaying it. That lower vibrational energy slows things down. But with that Three of Cups of joy and celebration, when I start celebrating, I start having gratitude for what's in my life, and that higher vibrational energy that moves faster. And so as you gain clarity in your head about what do I love about life and the jobs I've had and the career I want, and then you say, right, creator, if you know what career you want, like, this is what I would love to do. And I know you're going to bring me in the perfect opportunity, in the perfect way, in the perfect timing. And I'm going to have gratitude for that. We don't keep asking, I want, I want, I want. Because if we ask that all the time, then we're telling the universe, I really enjoy wanting, not receiving, but wanting. And so it pushes it further away. Gratitude draws it in. Wanting and missing pushes it away. And so I feel like that's an important piece here of focusing in on what I am grateful for in all the jobs and the career that I had. And if you know what career you want to do, then that comes in here too. So I like that for you. So hopefully that helps a little bit, Samya. I know we'd like, hey, I want this, but the more we focus on the higher vibrational, the faster things move for us too. All right. So many blessings to you. Right. We just got a couple more here. Hang in there, everybody. So, Rose, you are up next. And you would like a general reading? Absolutely. So, let's take a look here. All right. Dreams, 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 and choices, choices, choices. Wow. Three major arcana. So, you have the star card coming in, which is wishing upon a star. What is your dream come true? I feel like you're in this period of trying to figure out what is it that I want to do? How do I uniquely want to share unconditional love with the world? And I like that coming in here because you also have the chariot, which is the power of choice. And spirit is saying, what keeps us from making a decision is I'm afraid to make the wrong decision, right? God forbid I don't choose the correct, place to go and the correct dream, whether that's career, job, education, relationship, whatever it may be. But the chariot says no matter what happens in the outside world, I get to choose what story I put to it, what emotion I want to feel as I go through it, what energy I put forward, thus attracting things, and what my physical actions are. I can't control anyone else's. All I can do is control mine. And I get to choose. And there's no wrong choice. There's no right or wrong in the spirit world, regardless of what organized religion says. They are like, there's just different choices with different experiences. Unconditional love, unconditional acceptance. That's the realm. Down here, it's conditional judgment, compare, contrast, punish, punish, thus organized religion that pops up that way, or organized spirituality. But when we step up and we realize that there is no wrong choice, and spirit and creator is like, what do you want? Go do that. And you can always change your mind later. You don't have to figure your entire life out today. You can decide what you're wanting and where you're wanting to go and do that. You even can take your time. You have the hanged man under here, which is about kind of like a cocoon and allowing transformation and transition and seeing things from a higher perspective and just kind of pausing life a little bit and just checking things out and seeing what comes to you too. So I like this. energy that's coming in here. It's like, what's the rush? We have eternity. You know, our ego rushes because it has fear based on things have to happen by a certain time or I'm a failure. Spirit's like, we're eternal. Slow down. Enjoy the process. Why are you being so serious? Come on, laugh and take your time, enjoy life, right? Because we're down here to experience. And we came down here to experience all that stuff. But I love the power that comes in with these three major arcana. It's okay to step back, see things from a higher perspective, and realize there's no wrong choice. And if that's the case, what do you want? Not what everyone else wants you to do. What do you want? It's your life to live, right? You're at a giant dinner table at a restaurant. We already ordered all our appetizers that we're all sharing. Now you're going to order your meal that only you are going to eat, and everyone has opinions on what you should eat. And you're like, I got to eat it. I'm going to decide. And that's the kind of energy coming in. All right. So that's what's coming in, Rose. Hopefully that helps. And then lastly, but not leastly, we have Lucky. So if I missed anyone, my deepest apologies. I will be back next week on Friday for additional readings. And I'm on twice on Friday, twice on Saturday, once on Sunday. I have a ton of free content on my page. Got solstice relationship readings for the next 3 months by each individual zodiac sign and by, you know, single and looking and married in a relationship and happy hermits. So whatever appropriate for you, there's a reading for everyone for each individual zodiac sign. I've got July readings are out there. June readings are still out there for the month for each individual zodiac sign, pick a cards, all sorts of stuff. So if you're looking for more messages, got a ton of content. And if you're interested in a personal reading, I offer a ton. I have my relationship readings at half off right now. Half hour is $12.50. An hour is 25, and all the information of all the services I offer are listed in the description box down below or on my main website at brettazen.com. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Advertisement over. All right, Lucky, let's finish you up here. So you haven't driven in over a year. Do you see a car or truck in your near future? All right. Let's take a look here, see what we have coming in here. All right. Yeah, I'm like, I do. I see a truck. Get up, leap out of the way. No, I'm just kidding. So we've got the High Priestess coming in here as your main card. And that is about, you know, this time away that you've had of stepping back and connecting has been important for you here. But trust your gut and trust your instinct when it comes to this because it's important. You have both the 6 of Wands and the 6 of Cups. 6 of Wands is victory. These are flowy movement kind of cards. So I do feel like you do have this opportunity for a vehicle in your future. Something with the 6 of Cups goes back to childhood. And so I don't know if there's like a relative who's wanting to sell their car because they're not driving it anymore. I just feel like it's a relative because this 6 of Cups is like childhood connections in this particular case. And I just feel like trust your gut and your instinct because it's like, you know what? I wonder if so and so, if they want to get rid of that car. And they might even be like, yeah, it's paid off, whatever, here, just have it. You just have to pay the insurance on it or whatever and get it changed into your name. You know, there can be something like that that comes forward with that. But I feel like it's important for you to do that. So definitely, there's possibilities. Just follow your heart and possibly reach out to someone connected with childhood that they might have a vehicle that they'll sell for cheap or even give it to you. So I like that. So that's what's coming in for you right now, Lucky. You're so lucky. All right, everybody. Thank you again so much for all the love and all the support and your patience in getting to the readings here. In just a moment, I will post a comment listing the order in which all the readings were completed, and that way you can find your reading much more easily as well. So Just remember as you're going through each and every second of every day of your life that you truly are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you guys again, enjoy the rest of your day or night, your week. And until I see you again, much love to you. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon.